because in the worst
Can
case,
you record her saying that to start? Because I think that's a real good start to the session.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Tell me, who the fucketh giveth
I
the
am
summary?
the fucketh.
Alright. On that note, let's get right into it. Silera, give me a summary for last session.
All right, and when I say I'm the fucketh, I'm probably gonna fuck it up. So get ready for that. So last time we left off was we all met up so that we could decide our plan of action for the farms, and we decided that Dorbin would kind of go ahead and scope it out, and then once he felt that he scoped it out enough, that we would just go ahead and slowly move through all of the farm area that we could and not try and beat it up or anything, just kind of take our time. And so after like 2 minutes, Dorbin was like, just kidding, they saw me, time to go. And then so we kind of all stayed together for the most part and figured out which ones were actually some ghouls and which ones were just scarecrows. They were hiding as scarecrows. And then the further that we went in, we noticed that there was one that was to the southeast area that was a woman, and Dorbin was able to get her down, and she was basically crucified on the as a scarecrow and was barely hanging on for life. And so he stayed with her, and while we went towards the west to check out other areas and figure out if there was any more that needed to be rescued. So when we went over to the west side, there was a barn, and Red thought it would be very fun to just swing those doors open. And when he swung the doors open, he was met by like 6 or 8 ghouls.
To be fair, I was tricked by a clever and I failed the check.
Sure. And so thankfully Sigus decided he was just going to create a hole and they were going to fall in the hole. And most of them fell in the hole. And then we slowly killed off the rest of them. Meanwhile, Robin decided to go into the house, and that's where he found the big boy. One of the big boys. And we assume that there's going to be more big boys. And Robin pretty much one-shot it from the roof.
For days. Crits for days last session also.
I think.
Right.
Oh yeah, no, it was. You're right. It was
5,
fun.
I think.
No, it was 7
2, 2,
until
and 1.
7 until.
Red was like one-shotting all of the ones that we killed. It was pretty.
It's because Dorbin decided to red cocaine before we started fighting. Magic cocaine, and that just went as well.
Yeah. And then the person that was hurt, we got them together. Oh, Robin or Red also is down with a sickness. So
yeah.
So we got to get him some help. But the woman that Dorbin saved said that there was a girl, and so we also found a girl. So there's 3 of them that need to be healed and remove their curse, and then Red also. So we left it off with Dorbin and Gregory going to, and Red all going back to see if they can figure out how to cure these people, and then the rest of us were gonna push forward.
Right. That is a very good summary. Go ahead and take your D for tonight's session. And sorry.
I was gonna say, no, Red's not going back with the Orban crew. I don't believe. I think he was staying out with the field crew because we didn't have enough equipment to heal him anyway.
Yeah. Gotcha.
You guys were still deciding on whether to head back, taking the people with you, sticking around and protecting the area where you are at, so Dorvin could pre-prepare spells, and some other options that you could have. Yeah, so on that note, the location that you guys are at is middle of the farms. It is around 4 p.m. There's that sort of orange glow to everything, right? It's starting to become proper like dusk time as we are well into fall now, and this it sort of casts that beautiful golden colors onto the already pretty yellow, pale yellow rye fields all around you. And sort of on the floor, right by the barn, the ground that has been sort of turned over by magic has become completely flat, and that has that sort of very lively, fresh tilled earthen colors, where everything else seems to have that sort of tinge of spilt blood and gore around you. With you guys are the three rescued people, two of which are currently unconscious. A 10-year-old girl or thereabouts, and a teenager probably in his late teens. That being said, guys, you still have to make a decision on what your next step is.
I mean, I think Dorbin, Grigori, and Silera are staying back with the wounded. Or no, Silera's coming with us.
It's just me and Grigori.
Yeah.
I
Everybody
don't know
else
why I
is going
kept
to
trying
the
to
farm.
add a third person.
No, I think we're literally just leaving skeleton crew to one to guard, one to heal, and then everyone else is going to go try and make sure there are no other survivors that we can save immediately.
All right.
Or more things to murder away.
All right. My question is more so about the logistics of this. So the four of you are gonna take off, right, and try to search for more survivors or more of more of the horde, let's say.
Yeah.
How far are you willing to go?
Well, let's go to the next farmstead over, right?
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
show
I
us
think
the
that's
map?
where-
'Cause we can probably draw you a little circle of where we
Certainly.
look.
So you guys are currently at the state
one,
marked in purple. So you have options to move around. Of course, leading south and or east will take you uphill, whereas going southwest will take you on an even level.
See the little arrow I drew? That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking because it's 4. What we should do is we shouldn't
Right, it is
stay out too
quite
late.
late.
We should do the circle in the clockwise direction so that we work our way west as we're going, so that we can be closer to where we need to be. The darker it is. You know what I mean?
How far is this anyway?
There's a scale at the very bottom where you can see.
Okay, so that's than a mile. So it's close.
Yeah.
It's about 4/5 of a mile, 0.8 miles.
Yeah, then I like that idea. We could actually probably
It shouldn't take too long unless we run into something huge.
Go to here and then go. Then from here, we can, depending on how dark it is and how long that's taken, we can make a decision down to these guys or not. This guy, I would say, is out.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think. Yeah. I see what you mean. If we just take a quick detour to that one.
Yeah, just on the chance that, like, if things are going well, we haven't encountered any, we run the horse by and make sure there's otherwise.
Okay.
Just a quick timeout before we keep going. Is Sandy and Sheik breaking out for you guys when they talk? Because they are breaking out for me a little bit.
A
I
little bit,
found
yeah.
everyone kind of cutting in and out a bit.
Oh yeah,
Might be
no,
your
definitely.
connection then.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
had the same thing actually. I can
Yeah, it's
try switching headphones or something.
no. I think it's the internet connection because it's just the two of you guys, and I can hear Rob and Heidi and Soren perfectly fine.
The issue is like because of COVID-19, like the fucking internet is whack. So
Yeah.
if you
Oh,
don't
yeah.
have a really good internet connection, you have a bad internet.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
we'll handle it with
That's it.
the slightly robotic voices for tonight.
It's all good.
It's no biggie. All right. So
Blame COVID.
so you guys are heading east first, and then circling back around. Is the idea?
Yeah, the one southeast of us first. Or wait, maybe not southeast. Maybe we go east.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think we go to that one and see where we are just as far as wise, and then decide if we want to keep going.
All right.
And then after each one, just kind of assess. Okay, how much time would we have? How much time did it take? Just like a quick assessment of, because we don't want to like be in the middle of something and then it becomes dark and then we're screwed.
Yeah.
So
Also, we don't want to be like half dead and realize we're moving on to the next party, like health check and
Alright.
everything afterwards.
Right.
Make sure no one
Yeah,
else
I was
is.
just wondering, do we want to go the other way? Just because then, like, we won't have, like, we'll be closer to.
Uh,
we
So-
need to, like,
so
free
keep
pass,
it-
if
keep
that
it-
makes sense.
Keep in mind that the distance between the farms, if you're going on horseback, is about 20 minutes, tops.
Yeah, but I was just thinking, like, if we don't clear all these ones, and we're gonna be, like, over here,
well,
it's
I
a
think
lot longer way to.
That's
I-
not
I
going to take
go
long, though. I
back.
think is what we're saying. Like
I would-
they're
yeah, I was
Okay.
thinking of the southeast one to start, and then just doing those
Mhm.
three westward. But then we're gonna have one behind us,
Just,
which
Right.
didn't.
just keep
That's
in mind
really
that
valuable.
there is a
Yeah.
sizable hill separating the two farms, so you can't go straight in that
Yeah,
southeastern direction.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you
Yeah,
could,
I
but
think-
it would be a little bit more difficult.
So wait, so we're at the pink one,
yeah,
correct?
We're
Yeah.
at the pink one.
and we're gonna go east.
Yeah.
And
Alright.
then if,
I
like
think we should go
something
this way,
happens,
but I will go wherever.
Mhm.
and I figure if something happens and it ends up being like a big battle and that's the only one we can do, then we can go back where we came through the one we were just at and then go back. Like it wouldn't. I don't feel
Fair.
like it would be that big of a deal, and I feel like in the long run it might be easier to get that one out of the way, whereas
Sure.
the rest of them are closer.
All right.
Mhm.
Then on that.
Uh,
Okay, go ahead.
No,
Well-
I'm good.
I'm waiting.
He said I'm.
Me?
He said I'm good.
Oh,
Sorry,
you're good.
I'm okay. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Because we kept going at it at the exact same time, so I couldn't hear you. Right. So you guys are heading east. The four of you, leaving behind Grigori and Dorban to guard over the two sickly people. But yeah, the two sickly people and the one who is extremely weak currently. As you guys mount your horses and take off, you're sort of traveling with the sun on your backs, and you're sort of like heading through first through the sort of golden rye fields, and then it becomes rather unkempt wilderness for a few minutes before you start to see in the distance the sort of grayish outline of a harvested field, spotted here and there with piles that look like giant tikis of harvested material.
Mhm.
Go ahead and give me a perception check, the four of you.
Aye, aye, Captain. Also, is this connection better?
A little bit, yeah.
Seems so, yeah.
I switched to LTE.
You go.
Yeah, that'll fucking do it.
I'm just waiting for.
Yeah, I know,
You,
sorry.
Red. Yeah. Yeah. No rush. I'm just checking, just making sure who's missing. All right.
There you
So,
go.
the three of you who are sort of keeping an eye out, you do see those sort of 3-4 spots of like golden grains having been harvested and piled up, and they're like pretty impressive. But you can also tell that the building where you would expect the barn and the house for the farm to be, it has been burnt down to the ground. There's just the foundations of it. Bricks collapsed onto themselves, um, and like there doesn't seem to be much of, if any, place to hide in this farm. However, Red, as you're sort of looking, you do see that there is a cart that is moving southwestward, horse-drawn cart.
I'll point that out to everyone else. Hey guys, looks like we got someone taking a horse and cart out to the west. We might want to catch up with them. I don't think we're gonna find much else here.
Are they headed directly west, like to the one
No,
that we came from?
southwest.
Southwest. Okay.
So in the direction
he's
that
like
you were planning to
Just
keep going.
gesturing off the horse towards it.
Yeah, let's go let them know what's going on, and just omit some details and just tell them to not go southwest but to go west.
They burnt the farm down. I think they know what's going on.
Or it was an accidental thing. We don't know, but we can tell them to evacuate not southwest, but go
Yeah,
west.
head back toward Dolbinus. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay. So you once more reinvigorate your gallop. You start to head down into the farm, sort of circling the outskirts of the farm to catch up to this cart. Are you calling out, or are you waiting until you're close to them before you signal them?
I mean,
Uh,
Robin's really fast, so Robin can just catch up to them before anybody
I definitely would not call out.
I'm pretty
because-
sure you're not faster than a horse, though.
not at full
else.
gallop.
Not at full speed.
Mm-mm.
But if
Six
I,
is a horse.
if
I also have
sprint-
haste.
Yeah, I don't think we
So,
should
get-
worry about haste. I think we just
if I
yell out.
sprint, I'm faster than a sauntering horse.
Nope, because horses have a ×5 run speed, which you don't.
I mean, is it running at full speed or is it just going?
I mean, no.
No.
I'm talking about your horses. Like you're
Theoretically.
not going to break apart just by running on your feet from the horses that your party members are running with. The cart is moving at a
Oh.
normal pace.
Okay. Gotcha.
I think it'd be okay to signal rather than run up on them out of the night all of a sudden. Like
I
that's
just don't want to be like, hey, and then like,
Well, if
everybody-
Well,
they
the-
take off, we know something's wrong.
The sun's also
Wait.
still up.
uh-huh.
And they were coming down this road, and the only way. So this road that goes in between the little farms. Is there any would they have had to go through this farm, like the farm we were just at, to get onto this road?
No. So like the farms are connected from between each other, right? There are roads that are very commonly used to go from one farm to the other. It's sort of it's not like it is a well-kept road. It's just a dirt road that is often used to connect the farmlands with each other, so like neighbors visiting. But also it's the sort of main areas that they take their produce through, right? And usually there is like a general bandwagon of produce being brought from the combined farms. So this cart is sort of headed southwest through one of the sort of connecting neighborhood roads. And sorry, you wanted to hail at them or wait until you got close to them?
Red wants to give them a hail so that they so that they'll stop, and if they don't stop, we know something's up.
All right. Are you
But
just
that's up to everyone else also.
I'm fine with whatever. I just don't want to like be like yelling.
No, we're not
Uh,
gonna yell bloody murder. We're just gonna be like, "Hello there."
hail friend kind of thing?
Yeah,
All
something
right.
like that.
Yeah, that's fine.
It is literally hailing. All right. Yeah. So who's the one that is hailing them? Who's leading the
There.
charge?
the one with 20
It'd be
charisma.
me.
Yeah.
It could be her.
Yeah.
Hello, friend.
Remember the
So
performer.
how do you call out to them?
Hello.
So you go like hello as you're galloping on your horse trying to catch up to them. Yeah, sure. You see the person at the reins sort of pull on the reins, um, and they're wearing like a farmer's straw hat, and seem to have like a traditional overall with a shirt underneath. Um, uh, they have a little bit like a coat on top, fitting of the sort of chilly afternoon in autumn. Um, but they sort of, as they stop the cart, they don't really turn to wave back. They sort of turn their head towards you, um, and like you see them moving a little bit back and forth, perhaps trying to eye you with suspicion.
Okay.
Uh, yeah. Do you just continue approaching them, or what do you guys do?
If
I'll-
you
I'd-
stopped, I'll slow down.
Yeah, I'd probably slow down and still go towards them, but maybe pay a little bit more attention to their body language.
Sure.
Um,
Give me
Like,
a
how far
perception
off are
check
we?
then, Solar. You're still about like 200 feet away. You're
You
pretty
guys, we
far.
need to practice social distancing in Pathfinder.
Yeah.
God. That's how we prevent ghoul fever.
Yeah.
The guys on the other group were fighting a boss fight the other day with an enemy with pretty long range, and we were making jokes about it too. Social distancing, but with weapons. Poke. Um, yeah. So Solera, uh, there's one thing that as you're getting a little bit closer, sort of catches your eye, and that is the fact that the horses are not like doing what you would expect from a, a a animal that is being exerted to draw a carriage. They're not doing like the scratching with their hoofs on the ground. They're sort of standing there very um, stoically, without really moving, waiting for a command. As you guys start to continue to approach. Start to continue to approach. Wow, that is one hell of a phrase. It was
Um,
as you guys
Sigga
continue.
said
Wink.
that he's gonna cast detect.
yeah.
Sure. Detect magic has a
Wink.
range of 60 feet, and you're about
Yeah.
180 now.
It
Like,
does.
and getting closer.
Yeah.
But he'll have it up when we get there, I think is the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys said that you were slowing down, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
you go from like
Just do a
that
double
gallop
movement
to like
around.
as your horses start to sort of trot, jiggling up and down with every step. Um, are you just gonna get as close as possible then, in order to cast that
I'm-
spell?
Let's get 60 feet away.
Yeah, we'll probably
I'll keep a
remain
healthy
60 feet
distance.
away and try and have a conversation with them.
I mean, Red's fine with dismounting and like walking up to the guy if required, but
Sure.
He'll do that once everyone posts up at the 60-foot mark, like leaves whoever with the horses and then head over.
Alright, they're back. So
All right.
I'm also at the back of this.
Give me a perception check, right? As you sort of slow down as you're about 100 feet away from them and start to get off the horse. You sort of swing your leg over the animal, jump off to the side, grab the reins, pull them over their head, and sort of
That's
very,
real bad.
very, very stoically start to advance through the
Very,
fields.
very bad.
So you two do notice the fact that those horses are like very, very calm, very pretty much like as if they were freshly brought out of a barn or having rested. But the man is sort of like isn't really looking at you. They sort of have their head looking down a little bit. Their large straw hat blocking most of their features, and they sort of turn their body back towards the horses, and they're just like waiting there with reins in their hands.
Hello, sir. You mind if we talk to you for a minute? We're with the Standpoint God, and we're doing patrols around here. We're just trying to help with some of the stuff that's been going on. Do you have a minute where you can talk to us?
You see them let go of the reins with one hand, and they gesture with that gloved hand with their sort of thumb at the hooded back of the carriage, as if telling you to check the interior of it. Not really turning to look at you as they are gesturing.
Red'll kind of say, "Hey, Robin, you want to come up with me?"
Robin's just gonna sort of like whisper down to Red and be like, "Hey, so remember how those ghouls made traps for us and were sneaky? This could be a decoy of some kind.
Getting bad juju about the horses. They don't look right. They're not acting right.
They could be ghouls. The horses could be ghouls. I think.
What? Oh,
yeah.
All right. All right. You two stay back here and kind of cover us. We'll go figure out what else going on. Let me go first. I've already been bit.
Can I ready my bow while I'm on my horse?
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult to steady your aim while you shoot from there, but you can have your bow in one hand as you're holding with that very same hand onto your saddle.
I just want to be ready so that if I need to like scoop people up and we need to ride away.
So you're holding onto your bow with the same hand that is holding onto the saddle, sort of having the curvature of the bow pressed against your legs.
Gotcha.
And with the other, you're keeping the reins. Yeah. So the two of you who are on foot now, what are you doing exactly?
Red's gonna go talk to the guy if Robin wants to check the back, or vice versa. I'm fine with either.
Yeah. Robin's also just gonna keep an eye out on the way up. He's gonna keep an eye out for any other individuals that could be.
Oh yeah, 100% rolling perception.
Sure, both of you can roll me perception then.
Sure.
This is mucho sketchy.
So Red, you're approaching the man, and Robin, you're going around the back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we're checking out the field on our way up.
Yeah. So Red, you're about like 15 feet away from the dude, right? So there's about like between 5 and 10 feet away, between you and the cart itself. Where when you sort of spot the fact that the person sort of has that coat on, right? It has its neck piece up, and it's blocking most of their neck and their ear. But the tiny portion of their face that you can see sort of has a bluish gray tint to it, and their ear seems to be slowly sliding down. And Robin, as you sort of walking around the back of the cart, you start to smell a little bit of that acrid, very metallic smell, and like you can see the corner of the interior of the cart, and you can see that there are severed limbs hanging from the back of the cart.
Yeah, I'm
Red's
gonna
gonna
stay like 10, 15 feet away from that cart, and I'm also gonna go ahead and put on my nose peg.
All right.
I was gonna say I don't think Red ever took his out, but anyway, Red's gonna see if he can't get this thing to let go of the reins or something.
Are you continue to approach them then?
So what I want to do, I'll describe what I want to do, and we'll see where we can get.
Yeah.
What I want to do is I want to kind of approach the guy and see if I can, because at this point I know it's an ambush. So I'm gonna see if I can like coax him into, instead of just bolting off with this cart and these horses, like coming and attacking me or something.
Sure. So you're trying to goad them, like aggressively goad them into combat.
Not aggressively, but just get them off the cart. So I mean, that could function as like I could try to scare them off the cart, or
yeah, I'll
know.
describe a little bit more of what the scene is currently. You can tell me what your intention is. So, as you're getting closer to them, thinking of trying to get them to focus on you, what you're seeing is this rotting person is sitting on the coach rider's seat at the front of the cart. Their legs are positioned such that their feet are sort of solidly standing on the metal harness that then curves up and connects to the two horses. And they have gone back to holding the reins with two hands. Their body is facing forward, right, looking right between the two horses. They're giving you no mind. And there's about enough room for one person to seat at either side of them. And they don't seem to be reacting at your approach at all, as you sort of are close. You're close enough that you could take a step up and step on that sort of metal step ladder to climb onto the coach.
Okay. So, all right, then in that case, what Red's going to do is going to try to kind of pull the cop maneuver of, sir, I need you to exit your vehicle, basically. And going on in the background, what I'm thinking is that if he sees this guy do anything, he's going to try to jump onto the cart before it gets moving too far.
All right. So are you leaning in to grab them then? If you're
no. Like, so he's trying to he's like right now he's standing, right beside the
right next to the coach.
Yeah. So he's gonna be like, sir, we've got some questions about what's been going on out here. We actually just came from another farm up the road. We managed to save a couple people. We were really hoping we could have a minute of your time if you'd step off the wagon for a moment.
Yeah. So as you say that, Red, I'm saying he, but it's more of it. They lift their right arm and without looking towards that side, they point directly at Silera. And then they point at the cart behind them, the coach area, and then they go back to holding the reins.
Do I see this?
Can I try?
You can see that they pointed directly at you, and then pointed at the cart, and then went back to holding the reins.
I'm gonna slowly back up.
As you pull on your horse, you hear as Shadow Mist starts to sort of uncontrollably shake her head from side to side as she doesn't really want to step back, but is forced by you.
Red's gonna see if he can grab or cut the reins if he can't grab them.
Sure, you can take out your blade and go for a swing at them.
Well, not necessarily not a swing at them necessarily, but more of a he's gonna first put one hand on the reins, one hand on the sword, and try to kind of pull them, and then if that doesn't work, he just cut them.
What are you doing, Robin? You got your stoppers on your nose. You're standing behind the cart. Sigis, you've been moving slowly closer to the cart. Your detect magic. You're well within range. You don't detect any magic within your cone.
You can move
Beside,
to 35 to slowly edge into that.
yeah, but
Things seem to be escalating.
yeah, so as things have been slowly escalating, the tension rising between Red and the coach driver, um, you had your detect magic on. You didn't detect anything out of the what you would already expect from the items that your allies hold. Um, and continue to get a little bit closer. You see Robin is behind the cart still.
Glowing. Yeah, fucking a beacon of magic
I
behind the
mean,
cart.
yeah, you see the beacon of magic behind the cart that is Robin. What are you doing, Robin, by the way?
So Robin's keeping a distance from the back. Once he's got his nose peg on, he doesn't want to fuck with it because he remembers that Red opened the barn doors and 8 fucking ghouls came out and attacked him.
Mhm.
So he's not convinced that there's not like 7 ghouls hiding in the back of this cart.
All right. Yeah. So you're standing behind the cart, correct? Like you're trying to circle around. It's the impression that I'm getting.
Yeah, he's back behind it and he's sort of like looking at the front now, standing like 10 feet
Right. Yeah.
from the back.
So you can see through the interior of the coach, and just to clarify, this is the type of cart slash coach that is like the Oregon Trail kind of thing, where they have the
Covered wagon.
Yeah.
yeah covered wagon
Covered
exactly.
wagon, yeah.
So instead of the contents that you would expect from a wagon, as I did point out before,
It's body parts.
it's just filled with body parts. It's not just like there's a few of them. There's about 3 dozen severed legs and arms and torsos, all of which are in several states of separation from each other, being rent apart in some cases, in others, chirurgically removed with a clean cut exposing the bone. And you can see Red sort of putting a foot on the pedal, put a hand behind the coach rider as they get onto the coach and reach with their hand to grab the reins. And Red, the moment your hands sort of close around the reins, the head of the coach driver just snaps to look at you. You can see that there are no eyes in those sockets, and their mouth is slightly ajar, and you can tell that the tongue has been severed as they sort of stare with those vacant eye sockets directly at you.
Okay, that's enough of this. Stab time.
You're going for a stab?
Torch the cart. Torch the cart.
What
That
did
would
you
draw
say?
too much attention.
Sir, you said something time, and I couldn't hear what the first word
Cutting
was.
time.
Oh
Cutting
yeah,
time.
no, it was stab time, but I really should stick to the first plan of just cutting the reins so that this thing can't run away from us.
All right, so you go for a swing at the reins. You know what? You don't need to roll. You're using your weapon. You had it readied. This thing doesn't seem to be fighting you, but the moment you cut those reins loose, you hear the as the pair of horses raise their heads, reeling back. They raise their bodies, struggling against the harness, and as their hooves hit the ground, they start to gallop, bringing the cart with them. Give me a reflex save, Red.
Oop. This is gonna turn into Red's Wild Ride, I think.
No.
Alright, so your choice whether you want to hold on or leap away from the cart, but whichever choice you make, you are succeeding at it.
Okay, I am gonna stay on the cart, and I'm assuming I was not successful at cutting the reins then?
No, you cut the reins, and the moment the horses were let loose from the reins is when they went wild and they start galloping. So
that
as
may have
as
been a miscalculation.
yeah, so as you're holding now to the short bit of the reins, connecting you to the hands of the coach rider sort of lets go of the reins and reaches for you. Sort of like it's not a violent leap. It's more like a blind man's attempt to find you as they're sort of reaching forward with their hands, their fingers sort of snapping into awkward positions and directions that are completely unnatural to their joints. What is your CMD?
My CMD
Yeah.
is I have that here is 20.
All right, so they're sort of fumbling in the dark as the cart starts to move and shake as you are now starting to move very quickly with the cart and the entire momentum. Robin and Sigis, what are you, and Saler, what are you guys responding? How are you guys responding to the cart
Have
leaping into
have the
motion?
horses run like their full speed.
They are going from 0 to 100 immediately.
So they move 100 feet.
There again.
They
God damn it.
forget about like the implications of the mechanics of the system. They are moving at full speed.
They're moving at full speed.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so
You
they're
you see them start to leave a cloud of dust behind them, as you're sort of give me that sort of immediate reaction that Robin has for that moment.
Okay, so they move 200 feet. Okay.
I mean,
What?
they're going to go at foot speed. Robin, what is your immediate reaction when the horses are breaking into a sprint and taking the cart with red on it away?
We're not in turn
I
order.
sort of just no. Robin sort of just like turns around, looks at Sigis and Silara, and is just like, "Well, we're fucked."
All right, so Sigurd Solera, what is your guys' immediate reaction as you see Robin sort of a little bit dumbfounded, look at you as like almost like that shrug and holding the hands up, like, what do we do now, kind of thing.
So
Red is
Sigis is
cursing in
gonna
the distance.
kick his horse to chase after as the cart.
Same.
All right,
Like, let's go.
all right. So Shadow Mist and I want to say Nona's fish. Yes, Nona fish. So Shadow Mist and Nona's fish
There's sourdough.
No,
break.
he's got sourdough.
Oh, you got sourdough. For some reason, I thought it was.
I know it might have a real name, but he's been calling it sourdough.
It's sourdough.
I-
They are now known as sourdough. So sourdough and Shadow Mist break into a gallop, chasing after the cart, and you guys are managing to like slowly gain on it. But it is going to be like a long drawn chase at the rate that you're going. And Red, you can, as you look back, you can see your companions, at least the two on horseback, are slowly coming closer. They're about like 60 feet away as both parties are moving across the fields.
Oh, I meant to
So-
mention that I would grab Robin before.
So
Looking at-
you were sort
I
of
wouldn't
to
have left him.
yeah, you're sort of to a side, and Robin was behind the cart, so you would need to coordinate a little bit in order to do that one.
I gotcha. Okay.
Uh,
That would have been my plan.
all right,
Is
so
to not leave Robin behind.
Robin,
Yeah, because you're a little bit further behind Sigis, right? So you're further away.
they're close. They're a little bit close, but yeah, I think Sailor is a little bit further back than from the two at the moment of breaking apart. Are you Robin going for Solera and jumping on the back of Shadow Mist?
If well, I'm looking at them. So if they start,
They start
bolting
breaking into a
towards
gallop,
me.
and Solera, from
Yeah.
the looks of it, is coming towards you and sort of taking that curve to then go into a
Yeah.
sprint. All right,
yeah,
yeah. So
I'll
give
go for it.
me a reflex save, Robin. Yeah, so you reach out to Solera. Solera, you manage to, as you're turning the reins with Shadow Mist, reach out a hand. You grasp onto Robin, pull him up a little bit. As Robin, you take a leap, uh, jumping right onto the saddle, grabbing onto Celera, and you guys break into that sort of full speed gallop to chase after this cart. Red, what are you? What is up to with you? Because the horses are very much at full speed. The cart is perhaps not doing its best at holding itself together. You can feel the wheels sort of rattling a little bit at the speed that it's going, and going through a little bit of the rougher dirt and stone roads of the back ends of the farmlands.
How hard would it be for me to get to a place where I could attempt to kill one of the horses?
You would need first an acrobatics.
Or actually, first off, I guess, or to couch this, I am. If I get the feeling that the horses aren't undead, then I am more than happy to try this. Try and scare them into not moving anymore.
Give me a perception check. As you're sort of trying to grasp a little bit of your situation, as there's this like massive amount of pressure on you on this like high octane moment. You can spot like the horse on the left. Up until now was like this thing was hidden from you because of the where you were positioned. But the horse on the left has a chunk of their torso where there is no flesh nor leather, and you can see their internal organs slowly pulsing with each strong leap of their legs and oozing this black ichor onto the ground. Definitely not alive.
Okay. All right. So you're saying it would be like basically I'd have to acro onto the thing, balance, and stab sort of for to get the
So we need to, yeah, you would need to acro to jump over. Oh, that is a little bit too intense. You would need to acro over to hold onto the horse if you would like to attack them. Otherwise, you can just stab at their hind legs with your blade from where you're standing.
Okay, I'm gonna deal with Mister here first. If he can't see me, he's flat-footed effectively, right?
Yep, he is flat-footed.
Okay, I am going to try and bull rush him off the side of this cart.
All right. Yeah, go ahead. Give me a CMB check.
This is not my best thing, but I think it's fun and flavory.
Yeah, no. Oh, I can't see.
Not bad.
That is
20.
gonna be so. As you see the this ghastly creature trying to reach for you in the blind, you swipe away one of their hands, grab onto their coat with your arm, and push them off into towards the far end of the coach. They slide, they tumble, they try to grab onto the remainder of the coach, and you see them slip and fall on the other side. And just a moment later, you hear the crack and of both bone and wood, and I need you to roll me a reflex save. As the cart suddenly bolts to one side, its entire weight threatening to tilt over and push you underneath it. You sort of grab onto the far edge, throwing your body, your full weight against that of the coach, and you feel it restabilize as it sort of hits the ground. You hear the axis of the coach crack and groan with the strain as it now sort of tilts in the opposite direction and then stabilizes, sort of going from left to right, slowing down the horses just a little bit, but not quite enough for it to be even remotely safe. And as you sort of look behind, you see the splattered corpse of the ghoul, where the cart has run over them. And behind you, you see Silera and Sigis and Robin on horseback, slowly gaining. They're about 20 feet behind the cart at this point.
Red
How
will
far-
yell back to them. I got the dude. I need help with the horses.
Alright, so Solera, Robin Siggers, what are you guys up to? Like, how are you handling the situation?
Quick question. How far have we chased? I just kind of want to have a better sense of where we are,
Right,
because
so
that'll depend on what I do.
you've gone about 1,200 feet from where you started the chase at this point. So you're about one third of the way from this farmland to this farmland. So you can no longer see the house, the buildings that you were at a few moments ago, and neither can you see the next farmed over.
Okay.
Robin's gonna shout up to Sigus. We're matching speed right now. We're not gonna catch up to them. Haste.
Yeah, that was my plan. That's why I
Yeah.
dropped back.
Yeah.
Right. So Sigis, are you trying to concentrate on a spell mid ride on horseback?
I am. So I have to make a concentration check.
No, yeah, you do.
Which, hey!
Okay. Easy
Yeah.
peasy.
That's
So
funny.
so you sort of gesture with your hands midair, holding onto the reins with one, synchronizing the movement and flicks of your wrists in time with the gallop of your horse. And as you do, you see your hands sort of trailing this sort of sand almost cloud that trickles behind your hand, forming a small cloud before you let loose, I think, haste, correct?
yeah, magical cocaine. So I'm
Magical
gonna take the
cocaine.
2 horses and Sailor and Robin.
All right. So the two horses and your two companions are sort of surrounded by that trickle of sand, and as it sort of vanishes, their movements are incredibly quickened, and just in the blink of an eye, you have one horse sort of. Flanking on either side of the cart, and you can see Red sort of holding onto the coach seat of the cart, and like trying to stabilize themselves. All right, so Red, Salera, Robin, your actions.
Red's gonna start slashing at the horses to try and slow them down.
Sure, give me an attack.
Unless someone has a better idea that they're gonna yell at me.
No, you do you, dog.
Alright, so you take your blade, you run it through the hind quarters of one of the horses, and as you do, you feel the legs sort of snapping out of place. You see it freeze up, and as it does, the horse loses all momentum, falls, and drags with it the right hand side of the cart,
Ooh, that may have been a
suddenly
bad idea.
suddenly stopping that sort of building momentum of the cart. The other one collapses from the sudden lack of the momentum that it was building, slowed down by its companion. You hear the harness snap as it falls to the ground. The cart, keeping the momentum, runs into them, and I'm going to need another reflex save from you as you hear the entire structure break as it connects with the bodies. You feel your body lose all of its weight as you are being catapulted with the coach itself forward, careening right into the road.
Yep, sounds about right.
Yeah,
You managed to,
bitch.
yeah, you managed to at that very last moment twist your body around, kick the coach seat just hard enough that you push yourself to one side and hit the ground rolling hard, but at least you've pushed yourself out of the way of the cart and you see it crash like a massive catapult projectile, destroying itself against the ground and splattering severed limbs across the fields. Go ahead and take.
I'm guessing I can't.
Damage.
I'm guessing I cannot acro to avoid this.
No, that reflex save was
Yeah,
in order
that
to
made it
not
better, I know.
not get destroyed. Go ahead and take 3 points of lethal damage as you hit the ground roll and
Well, that's not
finish.
so bad.
Yeah, finish your sort of deathly transformation into a quickened projectile very abruptly. You see the cart has been completely destroyed, and your two companions with their horses take a moment before they manage to stop their own momentum. So you guys end up like 100 feet away, and then have to turn around and come back for Red.
Red is taking this moment to sit on his butt and consider his actions.
Yeah. So you guys have you guys very quickly catch up to Red. Your horses coming to a stop as you see Red a little bit bruised, a little bit of like dirt on his forehead, perhaps a little bit of blood coming from a tiny scratch in there.
Yeah.
How you
How?
feeling, bud?
Yeah.
How am I not dead?
Lot.
I don't know. However, now you know to not do that.
Yeah, note to self, don't cut reins on undead horses.
Nah. Instead, just throw an alchemist fire in the back and watch it all burn.
Yeah.
I don't
That's what I was
have
saying,
one of those,
fire.
but anyway,
Robin takes one out, the one that Grigori gave him.
do we want to look through the what? Well, where's
Nah,
where's the
it's
body
food.
of that?
Oh, him? Oh, he's back like 400 feet.
Yep. There's just like
You want me?
far
Want to
in
see
the
when they're
distance.
back really fast? Want to see me do it again? Literally
So-
12 seconds.
So,
Boom,
so
boom.
you suddenly see Robin going, just a cloud of dirt building, like a massive wall, and you see Robin like a tiny ant, like 600 feet away from you, and then comes back.
He's super.
Yep.
Like dead.
Yeah, no, Robin, you
Oh,
went there,
I was
and what you saw on the ground was just like the body was cleaved in twine by the wheel on the cart itself, and it just became a splatter of blood on the ground.
Yep.
I'm just gonna be
was
like-
gonna say that you could check and see if there was anything on him, but you got away a little fast.
Okay, hold on. And then he goes back.
By the time that you get there, haste, I believe, expires because it's rounds per level.
And
So
then you're
zoom,
fatigued, or
you
not.
get there. No, he isn't, but
I
you
forget
get
that he's
there,
a dude.
and when you go to check them, you see that on them is a small iron key that was at one point attached to their neck, and there is sort of like like their arms are carved into, like their flesh has been lacerated into specific patterns that look slightly similar to the runes on your body.
Any
Right.
thoughts as to why they were pointing at me? And then
because-
the back of the cart? I mean, I know why they were pointing at me, but why the back of the cart?
Well,
Your
did you
little stalker wants you to get down with the sickness. Remember the last poem he sent you? Wants you to take the fever into you. So he probably wanted probably getting all of this like gore for you to like eat when you turn into a ghoul.
Ew.
Yeah.
Salera, I don't know how you're feeling about this after hearing that, but I think we should check and see what's in the remains of the wagon as well.
I agree.
Oh, gods. I wonder what that key is to, though.
I
My
don't know,
heart.
but
Give
it's not gonna matter.
me a knowledge local as you inspect the key. But I'll describe it. The key seems to be made of rustic iron, right? A wrought iron that has seen better days. Quite a
Does
little.
it match Devrin's keys by any chance?
Devrin's keys?
Remember, because I was checking out her keys on her hip that one time.
No, not by a long shot. No.
Okay.
That one time that you checked the keys on Devrin, she has mostly either silver or bronze coated keys,
Hey,
and
Silera,
they're
you
kept.
can also roll a note. There you go.
Sorry, I
there we
was not
go.
at my desk at the moment.
They're definitely not like Mayor Deverin's keys, at least not the ones that you've seen. Robin, the key that you hold in your hand seems to be made out of a wrought iron. It has that sort of level of rust where it has become completely greenish blue, that sort of like copper oxide and iron oxide kind of color. Um, and the sort of the piece where you would attach it to a key ring, or in this case, as you found it, a leather strip to hang it from a neck. Um, that part is very ornate and seems to have been kept a little bit better. It has um, a I'm blanking on the name of the flower. It's not the death bell. Yeah, a death bell. A death bell laurel. Sort of like a wreath of death bell. Sort of
Like
forming the
nightshade
circle.
Kind of thing?
Sorry.
Nightshade kind of thing?
Yeah, nightshade. Death bell. So it is a pair. It has the image of a pair of nightshades, the flowers, with their vines forming a wreath. That is the shape, that sort of circular area to connect to the keyring.
That's
Silera, you recognize that little tidbit that I just mentioned, the flowers. You sort of it takes you a second to like pinpoint where you've seen that specific symbol before. You can tell that it's like a noble family emblem. Like it's in that particular fashion that is very common for noble households to use. In particular, like it takes you a moment, but you remember having seen that very same symbol on the lapel of a strapping young man who was present at the festival, one young Aldrin Foxglove.
that motherfucker.
Called it.
All right.
Looks like we're paying him a visit. That was out of character, by the way.
Okay. Well, that doesn't really help us right now. We should
No.
just get. Well, that farmhouse burned down, so there's nobody there. We should
Right.
just continue
going.
down the road to the
Yeah.
southwest and hit the next farm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want to check what's in the wagon first. I know it's a bit grisly,
So-
but I'm.
It's gone
wanna-
everywhere.
I
It's
know
fucking-
it's everywhere, but I don't think the ghoul will have been careful, and there might be a hint to what the fuck is going on here.
Okay, we're burning daylight though. So
Okay, I'll be fast.
All right, give me perception checks if you're anyone who's checking the remains.
Or you guys can ride ahead, and I'll catch up. One of the two.
no, we'll all check and then
Yeah, just
Well,
a quick once over.
yeah.
Sig is
Sig,
joining in
not great.
on the gory fun activities.
I should plug my nose and talk all the time.
That's fair.
Beautiful.
Alright, so
Wait, I wonder if I can even do that accent while I'm doing that. Well,
God.
how
Well, I think
about
maybe
this
you
is
could.
going? Yeah,
God.
this actually works okay.
Yep.
On
Mhm.
the pod.
Alright, so
Difficult to do, though.
Red, Robin, Sigis, the three of you, as you guys are sort of flipping the bodies, sort of kicking them aside to check them, to give them a once over. You see that there are bodies of small children as well as adults. There are mixed It's just a complete mixed bag of things. Um, mostly, what is missing currently are several arms and heads are missing. And of particular interest is that all of the torsos that you find have that same seven-pointed star carved onto them.
Don't know what's up with this 7-pointed star, but I'm really starting to hate the look of that damn thing.
Yeah, it's kind of annoying. Also, just
So-
for the record, I've stuck a clothespin on my nose because that's
Re-
actually what Robin's
IRL.
doing. Yeah, IRL. I actually have a clothespin on my nose, and that's exactly what Robin's doing. So
Congratulations,
sound
you've just
great.
made the stream unlistenable.
I literally cannot breathe through my nose at all, so it's perfect.
Oh, God.
I'm farming.
It's
You sound like Urkel.
Item number 24.
Yeah.
Oh
Alright.
yeah, it's so perfect, guys.
Alright, so you guys see these symbols on the bodies. Aside from that, you can tell like there are body parts missing still. And from what you can tell, like they seem to be pretty fresh, like within the past couple days. They haven't gone into that full-on rot, but it does smell potently acrid. Like it smells like acid melting metal.
We just missed them. Like a couple of days. If we. God damn it. Ah,
Let's keep going.
we gotta
Yeah. Let's keep going because then we can do one. Get out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's
with
do
Corbin.
another one, see how it goes.
Mhm.
Get out.
Well, we're most of the way to the next one.
Yeah. So
I
you're
know,
you're-
I'm hoping we can hit these 3 kind of boom boom boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a feeling that based on this cart, there's not going to be much left in any of these.
right.
Yeah.
So as you guys go back into your cycle, you're pretty close to the next location. Takes you just another 10 minutes of a brisk trot on your horses. And as you come closer and closer to the next farm over, you see that once again that wilderness turning into worked fields, and you see once more the harvest has already come and passed. Um, the ground looks sort of grayish with those piles of golden grain, sort of half finished into packaging. Um, and at the center, once more, you see a house that is half crumbled, a little bit more intact than the previous one, but still presents signs of scorch marks, and its structure has collapsed inwards. And you're seeing this from like a good 600 feet away. As you're getting closer and closer, you can tell that there are some parts of the field that got burnt down. Um, Go ahead and give me perception checks.
You got it, boss.
Okay.
For the beebs. Let's
Can
do
we
it.
just can we just kill them
There
off?
you go, Solera.
Oh, I can just take
Oh.
off.
Right. So, Silera, as the party's sort of approaching, they're like covering the fields with their sight. You see sort of passing from one end of the broken down structure to another, sort of raking their cover for just a moment. A creature uh, that looks humanoid, but it's holding an arm in front of its head and rips and tears a piece of flesh with its mouth and continues
Alright,
to move
boys.
forward.
Let's
Guys.
let's do it. And Robin's gonna hop off that horse. I don't know what the swift dismount DC is. I'm gonna fucking roll a ride. I think that's enough. Hold on, maybe it's
I think it's like 15.
Hold on.
Hold on. Maybe it's
It's not enough, but it just means that instead of being a swift, it's a move. But you're outside of combat, so it doesn't matter. So you
Okay.
put your hands on on the saddle and push yourself back.
Red's gonna try
coming
and write it down.
coming to a roll and then standing back up immediately as you see Shadow Mist sort of continue down the road with Salira on its back, depending on when she chooses to stop.
So
and
can this thing see us?
Yeah, that's my question.
it is like 500 feet away still. Like Salira just caught sight of it coming from one part of the house, sort of eating away at an arm and walking towards the other part.
Robin's gonna stealth move up to it. He's not gonna move half speed. He's just gonna double move.
All right.
Well, single move because he dismounted.
All right.
And he's gonna take out his bow as part of that.
Mm-hmm. How close do you want to get?
The bow's range is 110 feet.
All right.
So I'll get 100 feet.
So just to clarify, it moved from cover through like a broken down portion where a window used to be as it was eating, and then continued to move back into the house.
Oh, it's in the house.
Oh,
Okay.
it's in the house. Okay.
Yeah, it's inside of the structure.
That's it.
Okay.
And
there-
everything's harvested around it. Like there's no cover around the house.
No,
right?
everything has been harvested. There are piles of grain that were halfway into being roped into a bay, but aside from that, there isn't really something that you can take cover behind. There are some fences which you could get, half cover from.
Red will run up and try and help cover Robin as he's going in.
Right. So you are you still on horseback, or are you leaving Nona's fish
No,
behind?
he'll if the thing's inside, I'll probably leave the horses back where they've got a clear line of sight and can start running if anything comes at them.
All right. So yeah. So you dismount once more. You land, pat Nona's fish, and go over towards Robin, taking a little bit of a
Good
crouch.
girl, Fishy. You'll be fine. Just keep an eye out for the dead ones.
Give me a stealth check, Red, as you're joining Robin.
Is there a place
I
that we
will
can put
trail
our
Robin
horses?
if he's actually being stealthy.
Not somewhere safe and secure,
Okay.
because
Like,
Okay.
I can stay with them potentially, because like we shouldn't leave our horses. Like they're how we get out of here quick. And Sickest is nervous. So
I guess Sigus and I will stay back. Do either of you have like a signal or a something?
Someone can take my whistle.
I'll yell real loud. You'll hear me.
I don't want you to.
Fair.
Do you have a way to silently signal?
No, I'm not a bloody wizard. That's him.
I mean, I could shoot an arrow within 10 feet of you and you hear it thud in the ground.
Okay.
That's not a bad one.
I just don't want you to like
Okay.
scream and then like all these other ghouls are like, yeah, get him.
Actually,
I
why?
think-
Whatever.
I think that actually that might be a good plan. Have it come to us instead.
I mean, we can do that.
Do you want to do that?
I don't.
I'm fine either way.
I don't feel comfortable just leaving Sigus by himself to watch to guard the horses.
Yeah.
Because
All right.
then he's
Well,
by himself.
if it's
That's
just
my
one,
biggest-
we got it. If it's more than one, we'll signal.
You guys
Deal.
don't want to go up. Just you guys want to sneak in. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll come in on the horse if you guys need a hand, and I'll bring the other horse with me.
Red will trail Robin by, I think it's 30 feet to give myself to keep myself from fucking up his stealth.
Mm-hmm. If anything, you're helping by being 30 feet behind because they're gonna notice you and not look at me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or if you'd prefer, I can just walk up 30 feet behind you.
Depends on if you want stealth or not. So
The stealth doesn't do anything for me, so I'm fine just walking up.
just saunter 30 feet behind.
Yep. Casually.
Or you can kind of like hobble because you know you're still in.
Well, I got healed mostly. I just feel kind of sick. You know, it's like one of those things when you got a bit of a chill, except this one's necrotic flesh crawling up my neck.
Mhm.
All right.
If you ever
So
had blood poisoning, it's a lot like that.
what's the plan of action, guys?
I mean,
Sorry,
Robin's just moving in.
All right.
Yeah,
Robin's
Robin's-
just still going up,
Yeah.
80 feet at a time.
All right.
And Red's,
Seagulls will be
Red's
the
kinda,
cavalry.
And
Red's
Robin,
walking behind.
Ron, your idea is to get as close as possible to come into melee. Are you gonna stop and like take aim with a bow?
Come as close as possible because he's seen one, and where there's one, like the last time we saw one, there were like 9. So he just wants to. He wants more information before he goes ham.
All right.
But yeah, he's gonna get up close.
So as you were about like 100 feet away, give me another perception check. You don't really see them inside of the structure as you sort of reach a very nearby fence that has a little bit of a bush, and you manage to take cover behind it. You sort of look around it, try and spot the creature. You can see all sides of the broken down structure, but you don't see the creature inside. What
Okay.
about Red? Are you also approaching the building? Or are you stopping for Robin to continue to scout ahead, or what? Red?
I'm sorry, I was muted. I was talking and I was muted. That was bad. I was being very stealthy on real life though. So Red's plan is basically he's trailing Robin. As soon as he sees Robin get close to the house, he'll kind of veer to the other side and start being like, hello, anyone home?
All right. How far
Looking
away
for
of the house?
survivors.
How far of the house would you like to be when you're saying that?
He'd get within like charging distance of the opening, so 60 feet or so.
All right.
Right? That
So
maxed out, I think.
60 feet would put you like. So within charging distance for you, or for something coming out of the building, because it's not the same. Because the
No,
building is slightly uphill.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay. Yeah. So basically, I want to get close enough that I can pretty quickly get into something.
Okay. So you're approaching the broken down house, and as you come over the last sort of hill, you come into another piece of road. You see to your right, behind fences, very well hidden, is Robin, and you raise your hands to your mouth and go hello. As you call out, you see one of the creatures sort of its claw-like fingers grabbing onto the edge of the broken down windowsill, and they reach up and look at you, an arm still being held in their other claw. And they look as they
Did you
as they start to scream into the sky.
Did your mother never teach you manners? You're not supposed to talk when you eat. Looks like we're gonna have to teach you some.
Alright, go ahead and teach the undead some manners. Silera, what are you up to at this
What am
moment?
I up to?
Yeah.
Looking at Sigus and being like, because I'm assuming we heard that.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
you can hear this, and you can see it as the creature pops out, and I'm gonna need you all to roll initiative then.
And
Okay,
these
and-
fields are harvested, so they're not covered, right?
Yeah. I left
Okay.
the golden color, but assume that is just flatlands. It's
Okay.
just like the stubby little remains.
Don't worry, guys. I rolled a 2.
We love you, Corbin.
Good job.
Great. Fantastic.
Um,
Hopefully.
You're the true hero.
um,
Honestly, the rest of us are just falling into a trap and crashed a cart. You saved a
Yeah.
life.
Hoping that I can end up saving 3.
I know
Got 1 down
that
so far.
what I would probably do is tell Stigus I think it's time we move up.
Sure.
Go
because
towards the screaming.
yeah,
Go
Hey,
towards
well,
the.
It's done in Sigus's nature, but unfortunately he signed up for this.
Mhm.
just the way that I see it is the ghoul's coming out of the house, correct?
Yes, the
That's the
ghoul
idea.
is standing at the opening.
Okay.
You currently, I think you should be able to see because I didn't. Whoops, I didn't make this map unable to see. So you should be able to see everything on the map.
Yeah.
Oh.
There we go.
Yes, now I can. I see.
Good lord.
Yeah. I wanted to stay by the horses just in case we needed to like pick up the boys and like get out if it was too much. But yeah,
It's a pretty small
I'm like,
farmhouse.
I figure we should probably move up and
Right.
help. And
Right, so first in initiative is gonna be. I lost it. First initiative is gonna be Robin. It is your turn as you see the ghoul standing in the opening, and you can hear a little bit more movement around you. Robin, like within the
around me?
building.
Oh,
building?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So this wall here is busted, right?
Yeah, it's like broken down to the point where you can pretty easily move in and out, but there is like a top at it, and there is the second floor of that building is still there. Like it has
Okay.
a rooftop.
That good
Ghouls
old
on ground
soft
floor though,
cover.
right?
Ghouls are on ground floor, yeah.
Okay, so hypothetically, if I were to shoot from here, would it get soft cover?
From that specific spot, I'll say no. No, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
It's a good shot.
Okay, great. I'm gonna move to here then. And I'm going to wait. Hold on. Is that within 30 feet though? Not. So it wouldn't be from there.
You could hide behind a well.
Kind of.
That's
It'd
still
have to be-
35. Never mind.
That's not terrible. That's a better shot on. Yeah. So Robin's just gonna go to here.
Give me draw me the path that you're following together. Just because
Robin-
I want to know how you're moving around there.
Okay. Well, he'll
I just
That's
want to know if you're
15.
crossing closer to the house or around the back of the.
I'm going around the back. Here,
Okay.
let me.
So give me a perception check as you're circling around the back of the well to see into the house.
Okay.
Also, love that Sigus is just praising Dorvin as they were looking around and preparing for combat. So Robin, you do see as you're moving around and like sort of you sort of grab onto the edge of the fence, vault over it, close to you put your body close to the ground, break into a sprint. You turn your head, you see the house sort of broken down. You see two figures on one side, the one that is exposed to the outsides, and then you see another one as soon as you come around the corner of the well.
Okay.
Right. So are you taking a shot after that?
I don't know where I see the other one. Where do I see the other one?
I'll move them into the right token later, because you see a total of 4 inside of the building.
Oh my god.
Cool.
Okay, that's more than I was expecting.
Robin is gonna go ahead and be like, that's a lot. I'm gonna actually take my movement so I see how much I have left. That's gonna be here to here. So 35. So I have 5 feet of movement left.
Yep.
I'm gonna go.
The well is just tall enough that you could take cover behind it if you wanted to stealth again.
Yeah. He's going to. He's actually gonna go here though.
Not gonna matter. Yeah, no, he's gonna go behind the well and he's gonna see if he can hit this one.
That is gonna be a soft cover, so it's gonna be a tough shot. Because you
It
need to
is-
weave that shot between the half body that you can see of it.
And it is flat-footed, right?
Yes, it is flat-footed.
Okay, so I will take my chance.
All right, go ahead and roll.
Roll for broke.
As you
Yeah.
you have vaulted over the fence, circle around close to the well, taking out your bow. You notice how many of the ghouls are you. Instead opt to make a tactical roll to your side, taking cover behind the well. And as you raise from cover, you take aim, let loose an arrow, and it flies true, hitting the ghoul at the center, weaving just closely around that wall, piercing through its eye and shattering its brains into the floor inside of the house.
Oof.
Nice shooting, Tex.
Yeah.
And
Fucking nuts.
just as you start to lower your bow, going for another quick shot, drawing another arrow, you hear the and you look below you where the well is, and you see two more ghouls start to reach up.
Oh no. Well,
Well,
ghouls.
Red
well, look at what we've got here.
Red, it is your turn.
Okay, so did you say that that this bit here was uphill?
It is uphill enough that it is not difficult terrain to go up there. It is, however, enough for them to have advantage when they're fighting against you.
Okay.
Not if you get to the very top, like where you were pointing at, that wouldn't be at with the +1.
Okay. But I see those guys pop out on
They're
Robin
no,
as
you
well.
you don't see them
They're
yet.
at the bottom.
Oh, they're at the
no,
bottom.
no.
Okay.
They have just one claw grabbing onto the edge of the well now, and the other one is sort of like back to back, reaching up. But you don't see them yet. This is
Okay.
just something Robin just spotted, and you're doing like decisions at the same time. Almost.
Okay. No worries. All right. So I am gonna. Let's see if I can do my way through this.
Oh my god.
I'm
So,
gonna
right.
do like
I'm gonna need an action
that.
from you.
I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna stab.
All right.
I don't know what
That
how
goes-
shattered
that-
that corner is.
The cord itself is still intact because it is the supporting beam. You
Okay.
can either go through the opening on one side or the opening on the southern side, but not diagonally.
I was right here, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Let me just see if I can actually make that work. I think I can. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. So you start running uphill, draw your blade, and as you sort of do a feint to one side, you dodge over to the other, circling around the corner, the pillar, the supporting beam, and you go for a leaping thrust at the ghoul.
Cha!
Suck! You pierce them cleanly through their head, destroying whatever remains of their undead life. And as you pull the blade, they fall limp to the floor.
And I will parry the first attack that comes at me because I'm assuming there are going to be some.
Yep. Seller, it is your turn.
I don't see me.
You're far away from the map. You're far enough away from the map that you don't show up on it.
I don't exist, guys.
So if you
We
go
still
if
hear
you
you.
run on your horse, you would reach the map in one turn.
I don't my horse, but I feel like I should use my horse. I am going to do that, but I would like to be far enough away. Sorry, I'm just trying to think. Because I want my horse to be far enough away that I don't have to necessarily worry about her being attacked. Can I move up?
Just ride the horse in.
Yeah,
So
you
that
can you can do stuff.
You
off the
can
back of the
enter the
horse.
map further up, further down. You can also do things off of the map. You don't need to come into the map in order to cast or whatever.
Okay. Sorry, I just as far as the walls go, so is this right here like a solid wall? Are these like the walls that show? Are they solid walls that cover?
If you see that the wall looks solid, it is solid.
Okay, I gotcha.
If you only see like a quote unquote dotted line, like it looks like a stone on the ground, that means that that area has collapsed, and there's still like the rooftop above it, but there is no wall itself.
Okay. And you said I can move all the way in for my turn, but would that also include an
That would
action?
be a run. That would be your full round action.
Okay. Gotcha.
To move in with Shadow Mist.
I would really like to move in more, but also be able to sing. So whatever capacity I can do that.
I think that will put you
lose
around
your
there.
move action. You lose your move action if your horse moves, so you can double move on the horse 100 feet and then start singing with.
I'm just to clarify. I'm specifically saying it requires a run action from the horse.
Right. Okay, so if I'm on my horse, I cannot sing at all.
I mean, next turn you're going to be able to start singing.
Okay, that's fine. We'll just do that then. Make it easy.
I'm pretty. Wait, hang on. No, because now I'm doubting myself. I don't know if running, if your mount has to run.
Your mount takes. You use your move action to give your mount an act.
Usually, if your mount does an action and a move, you lose your move action. The thing is,
Yeah.
I don't know because run is a full round action, and also makes you flat-footed.
If Shadow Mist moved 100 feet, would we still be able to hear Tylera singing?
No, because it's about 200 feet. They stop 200 feet away. I'll do this. Salara, you still have your action as Shadow Mist brings you inside of the map with a run. You are flat-footed as far as your AC is concerned for the remainder of the round, but you can start to sing. So like you start to you force Shadow Mist to break into a gallop, and as you're moving, you're sort of trying to hold onto the saddle, and as she breaks, she starts to break, digging her hooves into the ground. You sort of end up in a half standing position, your feet digging into the steers, and you start to sing. What exactly?
A song.
A song.
Down with the Sickness by Disturbed.
Yeah, down by the.
Unfortunately, we don't have
Down by the
that one.
tree.
Wow.
The water
Can you
mountain
imagine?
girl.
I wish we had that. It would be hilarious.
I need to get that one. We'll put this one for now, I guess.
You realized I was muted. I was trying to interject there. I played a witch that had this problem. So the way that it works is you use your move action to make the horse move. If you wanted to do anything beyond a normal move, then it eats your standard. However, if you've got a move equivalent action, you can still use that, unless you're doing a full round like a run.
We'll just rule it this way this time, and I'll figure out the actual rules for run. Double check that thing, because I doubt that it's going to come up again this session. All right, so Robin, what is your flat-footed CMD?
My flat-footed CMD.
As these ghouls come from blindside you and reach to grab you and pull you into the well.
It is 18.
Flat-footed is 18.
Damn.
Yeah.
He's got a bunch
You
of those
also add
magic things
strength.
on.
You add strength, base attack bonus, and deflection bonus.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds really fucking high. Holy shit.
Yeah. He's our
Mine's-
tank, remember?
I was gonna
Yep,
say, I
yep,
have
yep,
a-
yep, yep.
I have a
So
15, which is pretty close to that. If you added his 2 magic items, I think I'd be at 18
Yeah.
or so as well.
So Robin, you see
So
the
it's Sagas.
claws reach, try to grab you. The first one fails. The second one sort of scratches you on the side, and you manage to pull back, recoil, sort of keep your bow to yourself as they try to snatch it. They finish their crawl out of the well, and they try to slash at you as they do.
All right.
Yeah, no, like you managed to like put your bow up against one of them. You block their claws. It sort of pushes your bow against you, getting closer and closer with that sort of blood-stained hand. And you feel the breath of the other one as it sort of leans over your shoulder, going to bite you. You duck and pull underneath. They collapse against each other and then turn, following after you.
Alrighty.
Yeah. Sigus, it is your turn. As you once again are 200 feet away.
Yeah, so I'm going to try and close the distance, keeping pace with Stylara as best I can.
Alright, are you gonna be next to Solera then?
Yes, for convenience of me being on the map, yes.
Alright.
I would love to do that. Oh,
Known
look,
as
I'm on hold.
fish.
Oh, I brought the wrong horse. Lol. Give me one sec. I keep making the mistake of assigning known as fish to Sigus instead of sourdough.
No.
For some reason.
Just remember, Sigus loves bread.
Yep.
Yeah, and this one looks like it's made of bread. It's so beautiful.
Oh, it's
It
just
is a
fluffy.
beautiful
It's so fluffy,
doughy
like
bread.
bread.
Doughy horse. Alright. So Sigus, you feel your body sort of bobbing up and down as you're trying to hold on to the horse.
Oh god.
And as it starts to slide, coming into a stop, as you pull on the reins, you land next to Solera and you sort of look at her, and she seems to be in a very similar position. You still, I'm going to rule it the same as I ruled for Solera, so you still have a standard action.
Got ya. Well, if it's standard action,
Mm-hmm.
no. I think I'm still gonna just give it one turn before. Yeah, I'm not gonna do anything I think on my standard because all my
All right,
level
then
spells they're out of range.
yeah, then it is going to be
Yes.
Robin's turn. Robin, you're being flanked by a pair of ghouls.
Robin is going to standard action to total defense,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's going to make an acrobatics check to dodge the AOs as he moves to here.
Sure. As you sort of duck and prepare to counter the attacks with a quick punch against their claws, you duck underneath the first bite that comes your way, vault forward, narrowly dodging the second one as it bites into the stone of the well, and it turns to you, sliding its teeth, and you see them breaking off of its mouth.
Did that work for both of them, or do I need to make another to continue?
That worked for both of them.
That worked for both of them?
Yeah.
Great. So I'm going to move 20 feet to here, and then 20 feet to the top of this wall.
All right, so you end up on top of the building, where you can't see anything underneath. Just a reminder, the rooftop is intact.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
just going to perch there.
Okay, so we're gonna move you. We're gonna keep you here, and just have a
Okay.
indicator that you are technically 15 up, because the rooftop is only 15 tall.
Okay, and then I'm up. Got it.
Yeah, you're
Yep.
15 feet up. All right. Is that the end of your turn, Robin? Yeah, right.
That's standard move. Yep.
All right, so Red, as you see just between the columns that remain, you see Robin break into a sprint, dodging, tumbling forward, and then coming to the building. You hear the thump 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 as you hear the
I got
footsteps
a
of Robin going upwards.
question. I think the ghouls by me didn't do
They
anything.
didn't.
You're correct. They didn't. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, I mean,
One of them, two of them died. So I in my brain they were both dead. They turn. One of them lunges forward at you, just going ham, trying to lay on you as hard as possible. The other one comes charging and leaps forward, their mouth opening as they go to grab onto your delicious flesh.
leash.
Flesh
Alright.
wash.
Do you want to parry the first
Yeah.
attack?
Yeah, I'll parry the first one that comes at me,
Attaboy.
assuming it actually
I'll be
hits.
right back.
You gotta tell me if you're gonna parry or not.
Oh, well, I'm gonna try to parry it.
All right, yeah. Roll for an attack. So you managed to just barely lift your blade in time to connect with her mouth, and just the sheer weight of their momentum slashes their head clean off. As this one just collapses to the ground, and you turn
Nice.
to the side just in time to push the other one back before he can bite you.
I keep forgetting that, like, if I do that and kill it, then I just get it back, so I don't actually have to do anything with the panache.
Yep. Sorry. Red, it would now be your turn. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna do a quick stabby on this boy.
Yeah. Go ahead. As
Stabby
it
stab.
sort of is still recovering from you pushing them back, you very dexterously slide your blade across the air, almost letting loose a whistle as it cuts the air cleanly and through the body of the ghoul, which very quickly collapses in front of you.
Right. Okay. Gotta get in front of the friends. Okay. And then he'll kind of start chugging his way out to these boys.
All right. So
Hopefully,
yeah,
I'll
with
present an appetizing enough option that they
Yeah.
won't go after the people on the horses.
With both undead taken care of, you turn your sights on the two that came out of the well, and you start to walk forward menacingly with much panache.
All the
Celera,
panache.
yeah, Celera, it is your turn. As your words
Ah.
echo across the fields.
I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna shoot my bow at this guy.
All right, go ahead and take a shot.
Where'd my bow go? Oh, there it is.
As you have brought Shadow Mist to full stop, you raise your bow, take aim, let loose, and it connects with her shoulder. You had hoped perhaps for a headshot, and you see it sort of recoil from the hit, but it still
I
stands.
need a better bow or a better aim or something.
I mean, you definitely could use a bit bigger, stronger bow. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Is
Love
that gonna be it for your turn?
Are you
Yeah, I'm-
including your own buff on your bow?
I added the damage for her.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
Oh.
say because you're to hit and your damage should be higher from that.
Celera, do you wish to do anything else with your turn? Move, perhaps?
I'm gonna stay where I'm at.
All right, then the two ghouls are gonna round around the well and gonna go to attack Red.
Parrying the first one.
All right, the first one that comes is the one from the left side. Go ahead and roll to an attack, parry.
Ooh, that's not good.
Oh, so they grab onto your blade with one hand and pull it towards them, grabbing your arm with their the other hand, and they bring their mouth onto your neck, and you're trying to struggle free as the other one comes around, flanking you.
No.
Uh-oh.
What's your AC?
My AC is 21.
As you feel the bite close around your shoulder, and you feel that sort of almost like a creak that you would expect from an old building's wooden supports creaking, echoing through your bones as you feel the mouth closing on your clavicula, your collarbone. Go ahead and take 5 points of damage, and
Yep.
give me
I'm
one fort
already
save.
infected, if that matters, and I'm an elf for the other one.
Then no,
Or
I
half
don't.
elf,
I don't.
sorry.
I don't need more saves. As the second one comes around and slashes your side for 2 more points of damage. Segis, it is your turn.
Ow.
Yeah, I'm going to take a couple steps forward with my horse.
Okay, with horse.
And then I'm just going to blast this one with Disrupt Undead.
Alright, go ahead and roll that ray attack.
I have to make a concentration check.
No, because
I'm
you're just
casting on a
moving.
horse.
Technically,
You
no.
just fucking wasted it, bud.
Wait.
Well, I mean, where's the damage?
It's an attack roll.
You need to roll a ranged touch attack.
Oh yeah, sorry. I built an attack for this.
Yep.
Bloop.
I'll take
Nice.
that attack as being the
Good.
confirmation roll because you didn't need the concentration check. So roll me another d6.
Oh, that's really nice.
Yeah.
As you lift your hand and you see the mixture of colorful energies combining into a purplish, almost white color,
God damn it.
and it forms this ethereal bolt that lets loose from your finger, flies at the creature, strikes its head, and it turns to look at you, and its eyes sort of flicker a couple times as they swell and then explode.
Awesome.
Ew.
Also, I've gotten 3 criticals and they've all been concentration checks.
Yep.
Hey, concentration
Yep.
checks are super key.
Robin, it is your turn.
Robin is going to drop prone as a free action on the roof.
All right.
That is going to break line of sight, so he's going to stealth.
I'll allow it.
Okay. And then he's going to stand up as a move action, and he's going to snipe this one.
That much I'm not gonna allow. Like it's. You can shoot from prone. It doesn't change anything. So just you can.
Okay.
There's no. In fact, usually you would shoot from prone if you were trying to stay stealthed.
Okay.
So yeah, you climb onto the rooftop. You lay your body against the floor. You sort of hanging off of the edge as you have hidden yourself from the ghoul. Start to pull your string back as you aim at the ghoul and let loose an arrow, and it sort of is focused in red completely, holding him with one hand his weapon, the other his arm, as it's sort of trying to go for another bite at their neck. I'm waiting for you.
Well, this is out of -4, but
Wait, why is it at a -4?
Because
he's
into
in combat
melee.
with you.
Oh, right.
But-
Yeah.
But
It is
flat-footed.
flat-footed, yes. Not that it changes much, because
Okay, good.
their AC is fucking garbage, is what it is. But yeah, you let loose that arrow, and it sort of turns its head just in time for your arrow to go through the side of its temple and out the other, sort of in a very Frankenstein-esque fashion, as it collapses in front of Red. And then
Nice.
silence reigns once more, besides the echoing words of Silar's song.
Ouch.
Nice.
Well.
Another job well done.
Good job,
Robin will
team.
walk down to the second floor from the roof.
Anything up there?
Oh.
Most of the rooftop remains somewhat intact. There are a couple holes in the tiles themselves, but it looks like at some point there were like a couple like long living, long life rations stored upstairs. Aside from that, there doesn't look seems to be anything.
Was this burned down like recently or?
It looks like it was very recent, yeah.
Are the rations just done?
I mean, it,
Are they toasted?
it looks like a mixture of like smoked sausages and like bags of rice kind of thing.
Well, they'd certainly be smoked now.
Yep.
Fred's gonna
Yep.
do a quick scan of the ground floor while we're here, and the
Um,
well.
Yeah, Robin will taste some.
Yes. Oh, I forgot to close turn order. Right. So as you guys go into the broken down building, Red, as you look around, you have already seen the interior, but now that you're taking a moment to look at it a little bit better, you see the clear signs of blood being spilled on the floor. There are leftover body parts that have been gnawed on. A torso that is sort of delimbed is uh, staked through and sort of like hanging on one side of the house against a wall. And once again, you see that the Sihedron rune carved into their side.
He'll kind of stick his head out back to Solaire and Siggy's be like, "It's just like at the mill. They got the runes carved on them, and he's staked to the wall."
While
Yeah.
they're doing that, can I kind of just look around outside to see if there's anything like grass or anything nearby?
Sure, give me a perception check. What kind of um clue are you looking for? Like, what kind of
Like
thing are you expecting to look for?
any
find.
like tracks on the ground or like on the road
Yeah.
that look suspicious or anything like that that indicate a direction maybe of
Sure.
where a ghoul may have gone.
Yeah. It looks. It takes you a minute as you're looking around, bringing Shadow Mist closer to the action. But eventually, you do find a spot where there seems to be a track of a coach, some kind of like a pair of wheels, as well as horse traffic that leads further to the southwest from here.
But
So this way.
where we need to head.
How many effective rations do you think I'd be able to swipe?
There's about 22 rations worth, which would be food for a family for a week and a half.
Almost a month.
No,
Oh,
a
a week and a half. Oh, for a full
For a
family.
family.
Yeah, you're right. All right. He'll sort of grab those.
Right. You start to frisk the contents of the attic, and you find that like the rice itself has been smoked from whatever caused the fire in the house. So you can tell that it has that sort of um, very strong smell of burnt wood. The sausage, like you're not certain if it was already smoked or it was smoked by the building burning down. That
Alright.
being said,
One of us has the bag of holding, right?
The fanny pack molding.
Yeah, is that you that has it?
I think so, unless
Great.
you took it.
I think you have it because I don't have it on my. So I'll just bring them down because like if these crops get fucked, like we're gonna need as much food as we get for the winter for these people, right? So Robin's gonna be like, here, take these, and he's just.
Well,
Take 'em.
actually, I was thinking, if we got most of these farms cleared out, we could bring some people from Sandpoint and collect them, or have the guards watch them during the daylight. It's if the ghouls are gone, it's safe and it's already harvested. We could just bale it and go.
Yeah. Well, we
it's gonna
want
go
to make
bad
sure it's
sitting
clear
out
for
here. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's move to the next one because it's probably been like 4:30, almost
no,
5.
it's like the sun is already starting to properly set, touch the horizon. It is 5, 5:15 now.
5. Okay, well we can still. I think we can still get one more. We just go
Yeah,
straight
I
west.
think-
let's follow
I
those
think
tracks.
we
What were you
should
saying,
head
Sigus?
back and like sally forth with a bigger crew. Like in the morning, I think one, it would also be nice if Dorban can come with us. But two, like we can keep pushing, but eventually one, we might just end up over our head. And I don't know how big a difference it's going to be one more tonight versus tomorrow, first thing tomorrow morning. But
The one thing I would say, I like the idea of doing things safer, but if there is anyone still alive in any of these farms, they're not going to be tomorrow. We've seen the state of this.
it's fair, but I think the chances of them being alive today as opposed to tomorrow is still pretty similar in being very slim. I'd be shocked if there was like, why would they like whatever if the undead are keeping anyone alive for a specific reason, does that reason change just because we've attacked a couple of farms? Like,
They might need to like. Well, after we diminish their, numbers, they might need to just bolster their numbers and kill anybody that's still alive and make them to a ghoul. So
I'm not saying that we get into a big drag-out fight, but Solera saw those tracks, and I'd like to know where the fucker is that's been doing this. So if we can get a hint and then go, I'm fine with that. But I just don't like that this is happening. You know, it's
I say
fucking
that we attempt one more, and if it starts getting significantly darker and it's taking longer than we had hoped, or there are a lot of ghouls, we cut it short. I don't want to be in a situation where we're fighting these ghouls and it's like dark. That's my biggest concern. I understand wanting to make sure that we're seeing if there's people that can be helped, but I don't want to be out too long and it be dark and then we're
The other thing is, we don't know how long I've got until whatever the hell these ghouls have starts affecting
Right.
me too.
you all sort of realize that Robin is nowhere around, and then
Wait,
you
what
sort
the
of hear him shout like, "Hey guys, are you coming?" And he's like already left. Like he's just going. He's like, "Guys,
He's
we only have a certain amount of time, and you're wasting it. Let's go."
right. So
Right.
let's go.
so it is like now like
Sigurd, I owe you one next time.
it's been you've spent a good 5 to 10 minutes making sure that you have a solid plan, and that's when like Robin has already like left and started walking
Yeah.
forward and calls back to you. And as you're looking back towards you're looking towards Robin, you can see that he's got his body silhouetted by the falling sun, um, and like it looks like you probably have about 30, maybe 45 more minutes of sunlight.
This one's real close though.
You
so.
get on your horsebacks, you go to the next
Well-
farm. You know that you're gonna make it, right? You reach there, and what you see is once more the fields have been harvested, and there is not only is the house burnt down and destroyed, it has been leveled. Like there is absolutely nothing left of that place. The crops themselves, which you had expected to be once more built into bays, have are nowhere to be seen. It's just like empty fields as far as your eyes can see, and
Alright, let's just
that is not
not
very
stop.
far as the sunlight continues to dim. You turn your horses. Which direction are you following? Westward, or are you turning northward?
I think we're headed north to go.
Because you're
visit
currently
Dorban.
here.
Yeah, I'm
Oh,
just
wait.
throwing it.
I
Oh,
thought that we went this way.
No, I'm
You're
throwing an
here.
extra. Yeah, no, I agree.
We're
I'm throwing an
here?
extra circle on that one. No, we're there.
I don't see what you're doing.
Oh, so yeah, sorry.
Oh, that circle.
Remove
Okay.
remove all
Yeah.
the mustard colored lines, please.
Yep.
You're currently in the very light colored circle.
Okay.
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 Cool.
Good.
Uh,
If you guys want to go north, Robin can go west, see what's going on, not fuck with it, and then just go back.
I don't like that idea.
Robin's
as,
gonna do it.
as I follow you west.
Okay.
All right.
All the fields have been cut down, right? So we can just go straight west.
Yeah. Like now you're cutting through wilderness though, because like it's only a limited range around the farms that are actually worked land. It's not like it never ends. There is a moment where you go into wilderness. It's like long grass. It's not like you're traversing a forest, but you do see some wild trees, some wild berries as your horses sort of struggle a little bit, slow down a little bit, and as you're reaching that final farmland, you see that sort of last blink of light sort of turn the sky purple, and you're starting to walk through darkness, pretty much. You look up and you see that you're currently in a new moon. There are only the starlights to guide your path, as you see just very barely beyond the distance of your torchlight. You can see that once you break past that wilderness, once more you see the fields have been harvested, but you can catch every now and then in the glint, the reflection of your torchlights, that sort of golden hue of probably like dew that has fallen over the stacks of wheat and rye, and sort of is there glistening in the distance. Um, everyone give me perception checks, because now you're like, it is proper nighttime. Holy shit, proper nighttime, and you guys are trying to explore the place.
You fucking dark vision over there. Oh, Robin's a night owl, so it's okay.
Hell yeah. We're saving the good ones for when we need it.
So, Silera,
like-
what are you fusing any form of light, or are you just
Sailor's
depending
got
on?
dark vision.
Are
I
you
got
depending
dark
on?
vision.
Okay, so you see 20 feet from you, everything seems to be in color, and then the remaining 40 feet that your vision allows you to see in detail is just black and white, right? And you see a few bits and pieces here and there that you're catching completely in black and white, but you catch that sort of glint of a reflection of light, and you see, yeah, there's a little bit of hay there and a little bit of hay there, and then you catch a pair of eyes staring at you from within the darkness, and then another, and then another, and then another.
And then I say, we gotta go now. We're going now. We're leaving now. And I literally grab Robin, shook him on the back of my horse, and I
Yep.
book it.
All right.
All right. So you turn your horses in which direction? Back to the where
Northeast.
Dorban is?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You turn your horses northeastern direction, and you're as you break past the hills and valleys and into the road from one farm to the other. And at this point, the only source of light is the iron torch circling around Robin,
Yeah.
which is the only reason why your horses are able to see the path ahead and follow at the right speed. And you're heading towards that beautiful light that you see glowing from inside of a barn, as you're galloping at full speed towards that little safe spot that you left mere hours ago. And as you arrive, You don't see any more. You don't hear anything aside the gentle whistling wind in the distance, sort of brushing near you. And you see the barn doors are closed, the windows are closed, and inside, Dorbin, you and Grigori are working on making sure that all three of your patients are well kept. So tell me, in these couple hours that the rest of the body has been gone, what has Dorbin been up to? We know that he was re-preparing one of his spells, correct?
Yeah.
Right. So
He-
go ahead.
Yeah, the first thing to do is re-prepare a spell so we can use Cure Disease on the little girl.
Right. So you once more pray to your god for the for the protection of family and the wealth of civilization. And once you channel that positive energy through your body, coursing through your veins and onto this small, frail child's body, which is cleansed of its most prominent necrotic tissue, but you see that she, even though her breathing stabilizes, she is very much still unconscious and very weak. I do believe you're one spell slot short of being able to also cure the young man, the teenager.
Yep. I am, in fact, because he was the one that told me to save the little girl first. So
Mm-hmm.
if I can't save him, at least I did what he asked.
All right.
Gave him some peace before he passes. If
Yeah.
it works.
Yeah. So you see, Grigori sort of is manning the windows, sort of looking out into the darkness, trying to spot something, and then goes from one window to another. And it's been a couple long. It's been a long hour and a half, almost 2 hours now, and the rest of your members, your teammates, haven't returned. And you can tell that Grigori is like getting real impatient as he's like, perhaps we should return to town in case the creatures got to them, and we need to alert the rest if no, no, I already alerted them, but we should prepare defenses in case creatures arrive. No, as he's sort of like almost mumbling to himself, pacing from one end to the other. Um, how does Dorgan react to that?
I mean, I'm not gonna leave without my companions, but I do feel that letting the town know is pressing. Um, if you can take, I mean, I guess I'll leave it up to you. I'm not sure which you would prefer, either to take the man that's still sick that I was not able to cure, or take the women. I'm not sure how many people you can fit on your horse. If you can take the child and like the little girl and the teenage boy, and then I can get the older woman out, or
I could
but
I could bring a child and teenager with me.
well, I say you do that, and I will protect the the mother and wait here until they get here. Because if need be, I can carry her.
Right. Here, and he grabs a package from his satchel and hands it over to you, and you can tell like it sort of clinks as he hands it over to you. Stay safe, and if it comes to danger, you can use all of it.
Nice. Nice.
And he puts a hand on your shoulder before grabbing the carefully grabbing the teenager, sort of hoisting him on his on his back as if it were a backpack, and grabs the little child in one arm, calls over to Pashka, hoists himself up, and he sort of gestures for you to open the barn doors as he readies himself to break into a gallop.
I'll open them up for him, and as
Yeah.
soon as he bolts out, but I'll close them again.
So you guys see the light off in the distance, sort of breaking the complete pitch blackness of the night. You see that sort of blink of a light in the distance, like a lighthouse calling to you, and then it disappears. And once more, as you guys are getting closer and closer to the farm, you see the little bit of light being cast through the boarded up windows. And Dorbin, you hear the as 3 horses arrive outside of the barn.
I immediately pick up the woman because I know that she is frail, and I hustle out.
Right. Yeah, you open up the barn doors, and you guys see Dorbin with the woman who's unevenly walking with him. Oh, are we going now? She's sort of like
Yeah.
groggily coming. Right. Uh, uh, it's nighttime. Are we gonna travel at night? Is
It's better than staying here.
Yeah. Robin, Red, Sigis, Celera, the 4 of you have arrived at the barn. The doors are opening, and you see Dorbin with a woman, and you can tell what's going on.
Where's Gregory?
I sent him back to town with the teenage boy and the little girl. I've cured the little girl. The boy still needs assistance. I'm hoping that Grigori can get him there and, all in one piece. He didn't leave that long ago. So I think we should just get out of here because I don't want to be out here at night.
All right, we'll update you on the ride back. But there's still ghouls about.
All right. Well, I've got
So yeah,
channels left. So if we get in a sticky situation, I can blast this way through.
the long and short is the east farm is cleared, southeast is cleared, the south is cleared, the southwest has ghouls. They saw us. They couldn't keep up with us, obviously, but they might come to this farmhouse, so we should fucking leave.
Also, they're burning the crops.
Fuck.
They do
All right.
appear to be getting rid of the crops. Yes.
There's some that are pretty harvested that we could take, but we need to get people out here tomorrow to gather them.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Also,
sure.
we found some weird wagon tracks and a weird wagon driver with a bunch of corpses.
Interesting.
Yeah, Red decided that he was gonna go for a ride with. Pretty great.
Let me tell you,
That's to be expected.
zombie horses are really bad at doing horse stuff. Like
All right,
listening to me.
Let's go.
Yeah.
It's go.
Fucking go.
We
Yeah.
going.
Yeah.
Yep.
We getting,
As
I
you-
was like, all right, long short, let's go.
As you get back on the horses, and you hear sort of echoing in the distance, as there is no other sound, not even the crickets are chirping in the night. You hear the
Yeah.
echoing in the distance, and you start to
I'm
break
gonna
into
go.
gallop. You go with the very faint light of your torches and iron torches through the road. You guys are heading towards the Wisher Well, right, and up towards
Yeah.
Seven Point, right?
Yeah.
So you start to gallop down the road, and it is straight up pitch black unless you're within that distance of the torch. Celera, you can see a little bit further. Same goes for Dorbin. Your
I
eyes
got
are
low light, but that doesn't matter, I don't think, for this.
no. I think
It just makes all of the light from the iron torch bright. That's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So Celera and Dorbin can see like an extra 20 feet further, which is not much because you guys are moving really fast and in a formation. But as you're advancing, you start to see the silhouette, just the vague silhouette of the Wisher's Well cutting the skyline, and as you run past it, you hear like it's not the same kind of sound. It sort of echoes, but there is that sort of sound of movement and groaning coming echoing from the depths of the Wisher's Well. And you continue to.
Hey, Robin.
Yep.
So Grigori gave me a present that I think you'd enjoy.
Oh yeah.
Uh,
What's that?
a pouch full of explosives.
Oh shit! How many?
Shink, shink, shink. It's like every time that your horse takes a step, you hear the shink, 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 shink. Do you open up to check how many there are, Corbin?
I'm not gonna mess with the explosives while we're riding.
Yeah.
What does it
As-
feel? What does it
Smart.
feel like? Does it feel like 3 or does it feel like a dozen?
More than a dozen.
More than
my
a
God.
dozen.
Yes.
So I wasn't
Okay.
sure if you wanted to
As
give
you're
these
sh-
wishers.
you're pretty much
present.
shouting because you're from one
Yeah.
horse
Are
to another.
you finally giving me the option of nuking that fucking well?
Yeah.
All right. Let's take one round to hand off to me, and I'm gonna fucking go. Cause you guys can see in the dark. You can ride.
Alright.
All right, that's fine. And then I can just like
now.
yes, right
you
now.
you guys are
Yeah, I
like
mean-
coming to the Wisher's Well right now. Like you're
Yes.
passing it.
I'm staying. I'll stay with him if he's
Brave.
doing this. You guys keep going.
Goodbye.
I mean, I
I
think
mean, no. You stay with the horses because I can run faster than them, and you can't run faster than me. So you're gonna get left behind.
No,
So
that's what
you
I'm
go-
saying. I'll stay here with the horse so that you can jump on and get the hell out of here.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you meant like okay, yeah, that's fine. Yep.
I feel like I should be the one to stay because
I
I'm the
don't
one who
disagree
can
with
deal with
that.
undead.
Oh,
I-
it's
yeah.
fair. All right, I'll guard these two.
We're gonna have to split.
I'm already gone. I'm like bye.
Oh, you just keep going then, Solera, right?
Like I don't even care.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I'm
Yeah,
outta here.
Solera starts to gallop away from you guys. So who's
Now the issue is somebody's gonna have to leave their horse and then ride bitch with the other person. So like Red is either gonna have to get off his horse and ride with Sigus, or Sigus is going
Yeah.
to have to.
Red will
Off his
just
horse.
jump on the horse with Sigus.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, so Dorbin and Red, you guys are left with known as Fish. Red and Sigas are riding on Sourdough, trying to catch up to Solera, who has sort of gone a little bit further ahead, though, because she doesn't have an iron torch. Shadow Mist has sort of like slowed down her pace to not fall over in the darkness.
I was gonna say Red's got an
Yeah.
iron torch, so as soon as we catch up, they can keep going.
Yeah, so once you catch up to Solera and Shadow Mist, you start to pick up the pace again. So Robin, you and Dorman, you have that pouch that you were given by Grigori.
All right. Let's dismount. Let's count these.
Yeah.
+1.
Right. There is a mixture of different alchemical flasks. They are not all alchemical fire. Some of them have fuses. Some of them have a chemical reaction fuse.
Okay.
So like once you mix it, it takes a couple seconds and then it explodes. If you want to know what they do, you're gonna have to give me a craft alchemy check. There's in
Yep.
total 29 flasks plus the one that you have.
Holy shit!
Good
Good
God,
lord.
boy
Okay,
was
so-
packing.
I got a 15.
You recognize the ones that are alchemical fire. There's 20 of them.
Okay.
There's two different
Including
types.
mine?
Yes, including yours is a total of 20.
Okay. Okay.
Some of them have fuses. Some of them have the chemical reaction type of fuse.
50-50 split.
No, it's a 20 and 10 split. Oh, if you mean the fuses,
Oh.
if you mean the fuses, then it's yes, 50-50.
Okay, and then the other 10
Or a different type of thing that you don't recognize.
Oh shit.
So probably use the explosives in here, and we'll not use these because they are Grigori's. We don't even want to use up all of his resources.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm sure he'll get a kick out of the fact that we nuked this entire thing, though. It's gonna
Yeah.
be good. So how do you want to handle this attack,
I mean,
if we can call it that?
I mean, you tell me how you want to use this.
So Robin's. Well, we got a little bit of ways because we got to walk up, right?
Yeah, and like
so-
it is a very tall, like it's taller than most buildings you've seen in Sandpoint.
Yeah, let's.
Even though it's shaped like
let's
a
discuss. I don't think that dropping all of it at once is gonna really work the way that we think it's gonna work. But dropping them one at a time also isn't gonna work because after the first one, they're just all gonna take cover.
Yeah.
So it might be best to sort of like scatter them all at once instead of all in one big bag bomb thing. Does that make sense?
Robin, give me a disable device check as well.
Sure.
The pack in which all the components are stowed itself does have a mechanism for dropping the thing as one piece and triggering all of the contents at once. Just as a note, like the thing is used as both a quick retrieval package, like you can use it as part of your bandolier, but it can also be prepared with a timer and dropped as a whole package.
Oh shit.
I mean,
You're
I
gonna
think
nuke
that
this motherfucker.
I think that's the way to do it then. If this bag's already set up
Yeah.
for it. I mean,
Yes.
obviously, I'm gonna take all the extra ones out that we don't want to use in this, and I'll
Mhm.
put it in like my bag.
Mm-hmm.
So
But yeah, all the
which
explosives, yeah,
ones
just
and how many are you taking out?
The 10 we don't know.
the 10 we don't know what they do.
Okay.
And then the other 20, the alchemist fires. 10 have a fuse, 10 don't. And if
Yeah.
we rig the bag, they just all go.
They all go at
Yeah.
once.
Okay. So remember when we were digging with the well before and dropping stuff in it?
Yeah.
A couple of them sort of like came out and like went to go after the things we dropped in, right?
All right.
Is there something you think we could drop in there to use as bait?
I mean, I have the light spell, and I'm sure I can find a couple of pebbles.
Would that actually make them go towards it though, do you think? Or would that
I mean, it'd be a super shining thing. You won't be able to. They won't be able to tell it's a pebble until they are examining what it actually is. Otherwise, it's just a giant beacon.
That's true. Their eyes are very well, not super sensitive to light, but they're probably, accustomed to the dark. So that could work. We could do that. We could basically do a 1-2 punch.
And when I drop the light in, we'll be able to see them go
Oh my
towards it
God.
and be able to aim it better.
Okay, so Vosen, I have a question.
Yes.
I have this thing called sneak attack.
Yes.
That technically applies on thrown weapons. Would that apply on this as well?
Not how you plan to use it.
Oh.
Because
It's like he knows you.
You're gonna drop it on a timer, so it's technically a trap, not a splash weapon.
Okay.
Yeah. Makes sense.
All right. Okay, but it will
If you were chucking
most likely fuck everything up.
If you were chucking them one by one and trying to hit enemy by enemy, it would apply. But if you drop the thing on a timer to catch all of them at once, then no, it's going to be a trap.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that if we do them one at a time, they're just going to scatter and hide.
Yeah.
So we got to do as much damage in one go as possible.
Yeah. I mean, my only other thing is that I'm not sure what it looks like down there. Only you do.
Yeah.
But if you think you could find a place that would bring the entire well down when this went off, I would do that.
You don't have a fly spell left, do you?
I do not, unfortunately. I used it to cure the little girl.
We're just like sort of walking up the stairs trying to figure this out. Cause,
yeah, as you guys were talking and checking the thing.
Yeah.
Because I could straight up.
I mean, if you want, like, I can help protect you some more. I can hit you with Sanctuary and Shield of Faith, which makes you a warded creature and makes it difficult for them to attack you. But
but I have to throw the thing, which is an attack, which will break the Sanctuary.
Well, it's a trap.
Oh, that's true. I could go down there, place it, and then get the fuck out.
Yeah. And because you're not actually attacking, I mean, if you're doing what we're hoping to do and bring the entire well down, we're not even attacking any of the creatures. You're just trying to destroy a well.
I feel like I'd be able to draw more of them out if I went in myself as bait.
I mean, then the issue is getting out before the bag explodes, and
Do you
you
still
also
have-
get caught.
Do you still have that rope?
Of course.
Okay,
Which one do you
because
want? Do you want just the straight up or the knotted?
the straight up, because I'm
Okay.
pretty good at climbing. The trick
Alright.
here though is like if I can draw all of them out by being bait, and then I just go on that rope, I can climb that rope really fast.
Alright.
The issue is that the walls are kind of slippery, but that's kind of okay. The thing is that once they start climbing up, because they can kind of climb on the ceiling. I saw them doing that.
Yeah.
When they
I
start
mean,
doing
we've
that,
encountered them climbing a whole bunch of shit, so I assume that
exactly.
they also are
with
good
their
at it.
claws and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So while they're all like on the ceiling and stuff, climbing, trying to get at me, they'll all be vulnerable to this bomb.
Yeah.
Can I sort of determine if there's any way that they'd be able to disable this bomb by just like beating the shit out of it, or if that would just make it explode?
If you fuck up and smack it the wrong way, it will pop and explode, like cause a chain reaction of all the alchemist fires, causing the other ones to explode. The way that it's rigged, it is a little bit more efficient with how much power it pulls out if it triggers normally. So like, if it chain reacts, it loses some of its power, but it still will cause a burst of flame.
Okay, can I set the timer?
Yeah, it has like there's a fake bottom, which opens up a latch, and then there's a sort of a clockwork key that you can turn, and you can hear it go. Tick, 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 tick.
We need to talk to Grigori about where he gets this shit, because this is kind of amazing. All right.
Agreed.
Okay. How about this? Do you want to cast? Oh, I have an ion torch. So if I go on the rope and you toss the rope down, and I slide down the rope, and I have light on me, it should draw them all out if they're not already drawn out, right?
Yeah.
Make sense? Okay, great. And then once they're drawn out, I can be dangling like a fucking fishing hook, right?
Yeah.
And then once I see them starting to go up the walls, I can determine how fast they're gonna get there, and I can like start pulling to make you pull me back up and start climbing, and then drop the time bomb. Yeah, this is gonna fucking work. All right, let's do it.
All right,
Yeah.
so run me through your actions, Rowan. You grab the bomb. Are you setting the timer before you go down, or you're gonna set it as once you get down there?
So I'm gonna set it to be like I don't know, like 12 seconds. So that's two rounds, right?
Yes.
Okay. And
just a reminder: once you let go of the thing, it starts to tick down. You need to hold on to it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna make sure that it's ready. Like it's easy for me to set once I know how, right?
Yeah. What I'm just saying, there's no pin to block it. Like once you remove the thing, you either stop it at 1 second with a pin, or you need to let it loose. Like you start to wind it up and then let go.
Gotcha. Also, how much rope do you have, Dorban?
I have a total of 120 feet.
Total of 120 feet. Do we remember how much that could get me down?
All the way to the bottom if you pin it from the very edge.
Okay.
I'll be tying it.
Right?
Just a reminder. There's 90 feet of well itself, and then from where the well ends. Wait, no, it's 100. So the other way around. Sorry. There's 110 feet of the inner walls of the well, and where that ends, there is a massive cavern that opens up at a 90-degree angle with the well, and that drop is another 90 feet until you hit the water.
Great. So we can go like all the way.
Quick. How wide is the well? Like from one side to the other?
Oh fuck! I lost. I don't know. I can't remember the number. I think it's between 90 and 120 feet diameter.
Yeah.
This thing was built for God knows what the fuck, because you can draw.
I was like, maybe we do it like closer to the top so that we collapse the entire well and it all falls in.
No,
but yeah, no, that's way too wide.
You're trying to bring down like a tower essentially.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I could like put it at the where the well meets the the cavern, and then have it explode at about there.
I mean, we could just do it with rope. so you don't have to be down
Meow.
there. We would just have to
But-
time it properly, and we just
But
hold
I
it
need
by
to
the
draw
edge.
them out, though, right? 'Cause
Well, I mean,
they
if we
wanna go
bury
after-
them, we bury them.
True. I'm not sure. I think
It's
that
up to you,
could be a
man.
good idea.
If you want to run it down, I mean, I'm just. This is probably the safer bet. We just tie it to the rope, put the timer on for how long we think it's going to take for us to get the rope to the bottom of
Hmm.
the area we want in. And
Trying to think of. I wonder if my auntie Elle ever told me anything about arson or anything about demolishing buildings. I don't think so. She was more subtle.
Do you have knowledge
Uh,
engineering?
No, I can roll a
Uh,
10.
Yeah, roll me a 10.
We'll see if I can roll a 10.
I mean, I'll also give it a shot. See if I remember
Okay,
anything. Oh, I mean, you got it.
Well then.
God damn. Well,
How-
well,
how-
well.
Hey,
how-
well,
How does it?
Hey.
How does a cleric of the god of cities and building not have knowledge engineering? I will never know.
I mean, I don't get knowledge engineering as a cleric at all, so it doesn't matter.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
We're gonna have to fix
It doesn't
that
matter
in
what
post.
domain I pick or
I think
deity
that's
I follow.
I think that's a little bit of an oversight. I'll see what we do about that one.
Specifically for Abadar.
Yeah,
anyway.
because you're a fellow of Abadar, you should have knowledge engineering as part of your
Yeah,
teachings.
I get plain religion, history, and arcana.
Alright, we'll after the session, I'll figure out how we can balance that so that you can get knowledge engineering, because I think you should have it. So, Robin, Dorban, between the two of you, you're not you know that in order to collapse a building, you need to take down its foundations,
Support.
its support beams.
Yeah.
What qualifies as a support for a building this massive that is hanging over a cavern? You don't know. You also don't understand how the fuck this thing hasn't collapsed into the cavern below yet, because it literally is floating on top of that cavern. So yeah, no, it's
Maybe it just needs a push.
yeah, maybe it just needs a
It
push.
just needs a push. All right, so we get to the top, and
You're at the top. You see the edge. You can look down and you don't see jack shit because you're in pitch black. A new
we
moon,
hear it.
and it is now slightly cloudy, and you can hear the like voices. Like it almost sounds like the echo of a conversation.
Okay, do we want to drop a pebble down to see what's down there, and then detonate it? Because I can just set it to a time and drop it, and then it'll take 6 seconds to get to the middle point, and then just explode.
I mean,
At which point we run.
I think that if you want to do that, can I do a perception to see, like, is it actual voices or is it just like those creatures down there making noise?
Sure, give me a perception check. Like, it's really weird because you hear a little bit of the echo of your voice and a little bit of the echo of Robin's, and then you can hear like the voices sound a little bit like your voice and Robin's voice echoing, but like different words, which is really fucking weird.
Interesting. I say you hit the timer and drop it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious. Can we do the light pebble just to see what's down there to see if we're actually hitting anything?
Sure.
Okay.
I'll hit a pebble with light and drop it down.
Okay, you light a pebble. You feel energy start to infuse into the stone. You see it sort of begins as a small glow and then is engulfed in this sort of effervescent energy as you see the surface sort of crackling and shedding light. And you sort of, are you chucking it or are you dropping it?
It probably an underhanded toss, like kind of towards the center.
Yeah.
just so
Okay,
we
yeah,
try to
you
get-
try to aim for the center. You underhand toss it, and it goes. Boop! And as it drops into the water, you see sort of the that sort of mirage type of refraction of the light under the waves that the drop into the water cost.
Also, when I drop it, I'll wish that the well, the well just collapsed.
Sure.
Nice.
Okay, all right. Give me 1d100, and both of you give me perception checks.
Alright.
For the ghouls sneaking up behind you.
Yeah, you are now surrounded by 1,000 ghouls. No,
I mean, at least we have the high ground.
oh
Yeah.
god.
And a fucking nuke.
Yeah, so you drop the stone, and it's like it's 200 feet away from you, right, to the bottom of the
Yeah.
to where the water is. So you see the light being shed from underneath the water. You see it sink, and you see a humanoid figure reaching down, and you see it sort of grabbing the stone, and they sort of hold it up and over their head, and you can vaguely see their shape and the colors that they're sporting, and they look like a humanoid, somewhere around 19, maybe early 20s. They don't look particularly large. Um, they have short hair, and they're wearing like a long cloak with a little bit of fuzzy fur on top, and they sort of grab the stone and close their hand around it, and you lose sight of them.
Robin just sort of looks at Dorbin and is like, I don't think I want to nuke that kid.
Yeah, me either. I'll grab another pebble and let it up again. Drop another one.
Sure.
I was really excited for this, and it just didn't happen.
Sure. Give me another set of perception checks.
Alright. Oh, there we go. Thank God.
Hot damn.
All right.
I was like, I just need to roll decent.
Yeah.
Do you make another wish when you drop this one?
No, I wouldn't.
Okay. You see the pebble drop once more as it sort of trails its light along the walls and down into the cavern. As it plops down, you hear, "Hey, dude, another one dropped," and you hear footsteps echoing up the well, and you see again a figure sort of cast against the light as they reach down, grab the stone, they sort of pick it up, look at it, and you see this beautiful golden hair being reflecting that light as they are looking at the stone, and they sort of turn their head and go, "Yeah, it did," and they close their hand around the stone, and you lose track of them.
Who do we know that? Do we know anybody that has golden hair?
I mean, Silera.
I mean, yeah.
Wait, hold on a minute.
What? I mean, it's a little sketchy that they're down there.
No, I get that. But nah.
Shalelu had blonde hair.
Yeah, but not like that.
Do we ask?
Huh.
Or do you want to sneak down there?
I feel like the plans have changed. I feel like I'm going down there, friend.
Alright.
Do
Do you want the rope? Like, I'll tie it to myself, and then if shit gets scary, just tug on it, and I'll yank you up.
Sure. Is there like a climbing spike or something in there? Actually, you know what? And he'll flick out his any tool and be like, I can just attach it to the wall with this.
You grab something that looks like a screwdriver in your hands, and you sort of mush it and change its shape until it looks like a python.
Perfect. 10 out of 10.
So
Alright,
I imagine I haven't said this, but like when I think about multi-tools, I always think like they are some kind of like Play-Doh kind of material, but they solidify once you give them the shape that you want.
Oh, I always
Yeah, you
imagined
sort
a
of,
weird
like,
Swiss Army
think of it.
knife.
Oh,
Yeah, I was thinking Swiss Army knife, and every time you pull it out, it's something different.
Yeah.
I mean, technically, it's a 12-inch iron bar and with
Yeah.
small plastic spikes, and it can be
Yeah,
folded,
so-
twisted, hinged, and bent to form any known
Yeah.
tool.
Huh. So it's
Weird.
a mixture of both.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, you bring out your multi-tool, you crank it up to change its shape, and it forms into a python, if that is your intention.
And then I think it's like 100 feet to the bottom, so I'll just take
110.
100 feet of rope. Not the knotted stuff.
Okay.
I can take 100 or whatever you got in non-knotted rope.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm a sneak down that wall real quick, like.
All right, you start to walk, defying the laws of gravity. You walk down the side of the well's wall. You reach that point where it starts to become slippery, as if you were walking on ice. You sort of try to stabilize yourself. Give me a climb check.
Also, I'm gonna be keeping watch while he's doing this.
Yeah.
Because I can't see all the way down there, so there's no point in me.
So it's a 30.
Yeah, so you managed to stop yourself from sliding, and you've reached the edge of where the stones of the Wisher's Well itself stop, and you can see that sort of 90-degree angle turn and formation into the cavern. Do you have any light source with you currently?
I do have an ion torch, and because we didn't see ghouls, Robin would still have it on
Okay.
because he just like. Also, he will need to see a ghoul if it's coming around the corner to
Right.
kill him.
So you can't see the bottom of the well because it's beyond the light of the ion torch, but you do hear a voice going, "Hey, where'd you get that one?"
Robin just listen.
Yo,
Hello?
hey, yeah, you're finally back. It took you longer than we thought. Where'd you find that one? And like, give me a perception check.
I'm sorry, who the fuck are you?
Now I'm super confused.
Robin can hear this too.
Robin,
Yeah.
May I just say I told you guys so?
It's a very weird experience. It sounds exactly like you. Somehow, like the voice sounds like you. It doesn't have the same kind of cadence to it, but
Oh, I know what
it
these
has
are.
the same voice, and it feels like
It's terrifying.
it's me, Robin. What are you talking about?
Right. Who else you got down there?
I mean, everyone's here. We got Dorbin, Silera. There's good old Grigori over there. We even have a Miko. There, she brought some ale over.
Why are you hanging out in a well?
What do you mean? We're hanging out like usual, dude. Just come down and bring the food over. You've been out for like 20 minutes. We're starving.
Sorry, who do you think I am?
Isn't that Robin? Yeah, it's Robin. Yeah, it's Robin. As you hear 3 other voices that sound exactly like yours.
Cool. And Robin's just gonna like
Crank,
he's gonna be
drop.
like set it to oh it's what 100 feet up?
You're 90 feet up. Yeah.
90 feet?
Mhm.
Okay, so I can go in a straight line.
It's hard to tell like on which side of the cavern they are because it just echoes a lot.
Hold up. I gotta go, and I'm gonna like stick the pin in the thing so it doesn't explode.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go. Sorry, I forgot to bring the food. I just need to go get the food so that I can bring it. I don't know. I was coming down. I'm just gonna go get the food. I'm just gonna.
Dude, come on! You can't forget about the food.
Yeah, I have to lie to them. I'm sorry, and I'm gonna fucking go back up. I'm just gonna go back up, and I'm gonna sort of climb over the edge and be like, "Hey, Dorbin."
Yeah.
Fuck that shit. I'm gonna just like chuck it down. We're fucking running.
Yeah, I'm running hard.
Yeah.
I don't
So-
know what's about to happen. I
I
just
hope you like spicy food as I fucking yeet it and wish that any sort of evil in this thing dies.
give me a 1d100 as you finish cranking the thing and you drop the package.
dude, if he hits, how amazing would it be if he hit 100 and it just
So you hear the tick, 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 as you drop the package, you hear it sort of echoing. Ploosh. Hey! As you see light engulf the entirety of the inside of the well, and you see flames reaching up almost to that 90 feet mark up.
Holy shit!
And in just that final brief moment that you see the fire, it just bursts and is gone. And it's just like
Okay, I'm blind
consumed in
now.
a flash. And yeah, you like if you were looking down there, it looked like a fucking supernova for a second. And you sort of close your eyes, you open them. Give me a fort save, in fact. Actually, no,
I don't have dark vision.
No. It doesn't matter. Well, it doesn't.
Okay.
Doesn't matter. As you sort of close your eyes, you open up again. You see jack shit because you were looking at the explosion, and it's pitch black normally. So your eyes are like now like your pupils are as big as a fucking dish. And
Okay,
as
I need to remember to do that pirate thing at some point. But yeah.
as you sort of open, close, try and adapt. And Dorman, you probably are blinking as well, trying to adapt to the darkness. You hear sort of a grumbling and an echo. Fuck, dude. My entire body's hurting. What the fuck, Robin? That was the other Robin. Oh shit. As you hear the echoes and you hear the pitter patter and sort of wet sound of footsteps, claws
Started a war with
slashing and cracking against the stone, and you hear it echo and grow in volume as you hear something moving up the walls of the well.
We're gone. I am running so fast.
As you start to run down.
And Robin's gonna run to the edge and then pull out his bow and then sneak attack like whatever he can see.
So you can't see jack shit because they're still like over 60 feet away from you. But you can hear it like.
He's gonna wait for them to get close.
He's just
gonna start.
You have an iron torch, right?
Well, I mean, not anymore because now he knows that like.
Right, so you can't see jack shit. It's pitch black right now.
Yeah.
I mean,
new moon, and it's
when I need.
And it's night.
Yeah, but I can just hold it and then release it when I need to see.
Right.
That's it.
Just bear in mind that like your vision is like 10 feet in front of you right now.
Yeah.
In terms of combat. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You hear that there's like a good dozen things crawling around the walls. As you hear the sound just like accelerate and quicken as they're starting to get closer and closer.
Now, and I release it and I pull up and there's got to be one right in front of me.
Sure. Give me an attack roll and a 1d100. Because you're essentially
which first?
The 1d100, because you're essentially shooting blindly. You know that something is coming for you, but you're shooting blind.
Well, I release the iron torch first, and then I pop up.
Okay, yeah.
It's a free action.
It's a free action to reactivate it. So, like, you flash it, activate it, and as you're looking, like, still holding your bow, ready to let loose, you see that there is a creature that has the face of a fish. With sort of like an anglerfish's attachment dangling from its head, but their mouth seems to be half humanoid, and their body is that of a human with elongated claws, where the middle finger stretches out 1.5 feet long, and they are sort of clawing their way up, and they are looking straight at you, and that is sort of the one that you have in front of you. And as the light starts to spread out, you notice that there's 7 others within the torch, and you can see the glint of about 30 other eyes looking straight at you from within the well.
Okay, so I shoot one, and then I fucking move 40 feet away from the well.
Yep. You let loose the arrow. You see it hit their face and bounce off the scales on the face as they continue to as they are now running, climbing at full speed, sprinting to grab onto you. And you turn
Holy
around,
shit.
you
All right,
bolt.
well, fucking
Um,
running now.
if you want to run, you need to keep that Iron Torch active. Otherwise, you're going to be stumbling in the dark.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep it on. We have a
Right.
horse. We're gonna outpace.
Yeah. Dorban, as you see the light that accompanies Robin flicker on, you see them start to sprint and down the stairs, and like you made it down at the bottom of the stairs as you turn around to see Robin running towards you. Like you're getting closer to your
Robin
horse.
will like run down the outside of the well because
Right.
it's faster than downstairs.
Sure.
Well, my goal is to get to the horse, and as I get to the horse, I want to hit it with Sanctuary,
All right. So you
just in case they catch us.
Yeah, you
They can't
climb.
attack the horse.
You climb onto the horse, you pour your energy into it, and you feel that sort of shimmering mirage start to spread outside its leather. And as you turn around, you see that Robin is running down the side of the well, and you see the light sort of from his torch being reflected by about 40 eyes that are climbing over the edge of the well and like climbing at full speed down the side, chasing after Robin. It sort of looks like an overflow of water, but made out of like it almost reminds you of a ant colony, disturbed and ready to pounce on a much larger creature as they pour out and start to flood into the plains. Robin, you reach the horse. I assume you jump on it.
Yeah. Hey, Dorban. Hey, Dorban.
Yeah.
I want you to go southeast. I want you to lure these things into the ghouls right now. Let's go.
I mean, by the way,
Let's do
Dorban
it.
would
As-
be
as
telling
you-
you to take.
That
the
is
reins
that
and
is
you do it.
all you managed to say before you get on the horse, and Dorban, I need you to tell me which direction are you moving.
I mean, southeast, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. So you start to go southeast, and we'll figure out what happens to the two of you next session. As we sort of see that sort of sea of eyes glinting in the darkness as the horse runs southward towards another horde. Alright.
Fight,
I
fight
hope.
fire with fire, except where fire is
Mhm.
ghouls and fire is also fish people.
Yeah, I hope that
Step.
everyone. I hope that everyone enjoyed the session. There was a little bit of,
Yeah,
of
sure.
a lot of thrill. Yeah, I'm gonna stop the recording. So,
Yep.
peace, YouTube, I guess. So,
Bye.
bye.
Be
Bye, stream. Peace. We love you.